answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
You got the wrong guy. I'm the dude, man.
Take it easy. We're the good guys.
Are you ready for a war?
Dear Lord Jesus, this ain't happening, man. This can't be happening, man. This isn't happening.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of
Truth Theorem Radio.
our very special episode, very special
Season
Christmas
finale.
season finale episode.
Episode number
Rob doesn't know what to do.
I'm completely trained.
Do I have to say your line?
Oh, it's all right, man. Come on. Just give us a little bing. Come on.
Okay,
There you go.
Perfect.
Perfect.
That was
I would like a
awesome.
jingle bing.
Jingle bing, jingle bing, jingle all the way.
Jingle bing.
Okay,
There it is. That was very festive.
that was very festive.
Dashing through the bing. And a one hook.
Okay.
Wow.
I've heard Christmas music for 2 weeks and I'm sick of it. But anyway,
2 weeks, that's it? You must not work retail.
I have. I know. Isn't it weird how they start selling stuff in stores like 3 holidays before the holiday actually
There's
comes?
Christmas trees in the stores before Halloween.
Yeah,
Isn't our economy based on how well we do in the holiday shopping season?
absolutely.
There we
Yeah.
go. Because we are
It's a
consumers.
huge gauge, isn't it?
Yeah. So I did my part this year.
Did you?
I went out and shopped.
You did?
I
I
did
did.
too. I did too.
I have
Yeah.
a wife and daughter, so there we go. You know what I did was incredibly smart
What'd you do?
this year? I took my camera phone and I went into my wife's perfume little counter she has, and I took a picture of it. And then I went to the
That one's
fragrance
empty,
department at
that's
Macy's,
empty,
and
more
I
of that.
gave the lady the camera. Here, this is what she has. Give me something else.
That's a good idea.
It worked great. It only took me a couple of minutes.
Really?
Yeah. She goes, well, she doesn't have this one, and it's very popular. That's the one for me.
That's
Did you smell
awesome.
it first?
No, I don't care. Just
don't
wrap it
care?
up. Let's go.
So here the sales chick's going, I got a sucker here.
Exactly. I am a total sucker.
Which
one
one's my
costs the
most expensive
That's
one?
all it
Let's
is,
see.
'cause-
She doesn't have that one. Okay.
Because women are completely aware of handbags and perfumes. They know all. They have a paranormal eighth sense when it comes to these things. They can spot a real, like Fendi or one of these expensive handbags from a mile away.
Yeah.
See?
And what is it with the shoes? Holy crap. Why do they have so many
gosh.
shoes?
I don't know.
You only have 2 feet.
I know.
I have a Filipino wife and a daughter who's half Filipino, so she has half as many shoes as my Filipino wife, who is like Imelda Marcos. We have cupboards full of shoes.
Wow.
We could shoe a small nation.
That's awesome.
I'm serious.
That's awesome.
It's they have an obsession with shoes.
That's why they don't have shoes in the Philippines. Your wife has them all.
She has them all.
They shipped them all here.
Brings them back
Yep.
in suitcases. But she has great feet, so hey.
Wow.
So today we're going to kind of look back on our season here, our very first season here at Truth Theorem Radio, and kind of take you down a little stroll down memory lane. And
Because this is the end of our first season.
This
the
is
end.
going to be the finale.
The finale.
It is. Yeah. But before we do that, I think we've got one little quick special guest who's in a hurry.
is he here?
He needs to get on his way.
Who's this?
Oh, my gosh. I'm so
It is
excited.
Christmas Eve.
Were you
and
able to get him?
I was
Yes,
actually
we got
able
him.
to get Santa Claus
to stop
Where is
in
he?
at the studio?
to be here and
That's
be interviewed
incredible.
before
I'm so
he went out
excited.
on his journey tonight. So,
Well, super.
we got him. I think he's in the. Here, there he
Oh,
is.
Santa! Oh, my gosh. Merry Christmas! Oh, my gosh.
We got him here. Hello, Santa.
Hello there, Jason.
Welcome to Truth Theorem Radio.
Very kind of you boys to have me here. Oh, Warren, Rob, nice to see you.
Well, it's nice to have you here. We're-
I'm in a bit of a hurry, though, so maybe
Okay.
we could get on with
okay,
this.
we got a couple questions for you here.
Okay,
Okay, have you ever been shot at by a 50 cal firearm somewhere around Kentucky?
Oh, you know Ben too, do you? Ben, I'm sorry. I was trying to skid away and.
I think it was actually his
It
cousin.
was his cousin,
yeah.
Santa, how did you get started flying around giving presents to everybody?
That's a good question.
I like that. Well, Rob, I'll tell you, it all started a long time ago when little baby Jesus was born and the 3 wise men brought gifts. Well, little baby Jesus can't carry the gifts to everybody's house, so he hired me. So I go around and give gifts for little baby Jesus. And I'm kind of running late, so if you have any more questions, just
Move on. Go ahead.
fire away.
Go ahead, Warren. You've got a question.
Yeah, I do actually. You know what? I've always wanted to ask you this, and I've never felt like we've been in an intimate enough situation to ask.
Oh, I've been watching you, Warren. And boy, have I seen some things.
Yeah.
But that's another show.
Now, where is the tipping point between good and naughty?
Oh, naughty.
I mean, how far can you go before you actually get over that line into naughty?
Usually it's when the handcuffs come out, Warren. That's when you know you've crossed the line.
All right, good to know. Good to know. Okay, moving on. I got.
Got some more eggnog?
I think we're fresh out. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Warren ate all the cookies too. I think.
Warren, you're supposed to save a few for Santa.
Santa, our bad. Okay.
Sorry.
So I want to know, Santa. It's killing me. I want to know why the hell would you live where it's so damn cold?
Oh, I'm all alone. You know how hard it is for the IRS to find you at the North Pole? They hardly ever get out my way.
So, Santa, do you listen to our show, and do you have a favorite episode?
My favorite episode? That has to be the Caesarea Dragon.
Oh, I like
really?
that one too.
Oh,
That was
I
my
just-
favorite too.
I used to ride one of those when I was a kid.
So they're real, right?
Oh, they're real, all right, and they can dive all the way to the bottom of the pool.
Really?
Hey, Santa, I gotta know.
Oh, yeah.
What is with the lump of coal?
Yeah.
Oh, the lump of coal. That's not a lump of coal, Warren.
What?
That's a diamond in the rough.
A diamond in the rough.
Yes, I give all the children a little lump of coal because it's really a diamond in the rough.
Oh.
All they have to do is just squeeze it real hard, and they'll have a perfect diamond.
I always thought they were reindeer turds. What?
Oh, Jason, I'm flying past your house now. Goodbye. I need to leave. I've got to go. There's lots of children who need presents.
Okay, thanks for
pretty
coming in, Santa. Appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me.
Have a
And
good night.
everybody, listen to TruthTheoremRadio.com.
Santa
was here.
was
I
incredible.
believe Santa was here. That was flipping cool.
I didn't used to believe in him. Now I guess I have to.
Do you believe anymore?
No, I don't really believe in Santa. But hey, you know what? Speaking of beliefs, let's check out a clip from our first show.
Okay, yeah. good
Our
idea.
very first show.
Yeah. Hit it, Dale. All right, so Jason, other than everything, what do you believe?
No.
That's too much information too fast. I'm just
Well,
listening.
okay. For most of my life, I was in Rob's boat where the lights out, party's over. Maybe not quite the same, but
Wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. Wait a minute.
No.
I see where this is going, and I don't like it. I don't like the fact that you started out with me and go, oh, in the beginning, when I was immature and unenlightened and not very smart, and used to trip when I walked upstairs, I used to think like Rob.
And then when my balls dropped,
Yeah. Then
it all came clear
it's
to me.
crystal clear now. Retard. Just shut up and sit there. Go ahead, Jason.
I don't know if I can top
Yes,
that.
tell us. Enlighten us.
Well,
Yeah.
That was rough, dude.
Man.
It was real rough.
I've come a long way, huh?
We have in quite a short time.
That was funny, though.
In our belief system.
We, speaking of coming a long way, we just a quickie for our listeners, where we kind of come from. We all used to kind of be ghost hunter type people, right?
Yeah, looking for the spirits in here in Ogden.
Ogden, Utah.
Yeah, I went to the train station. I've been to several of the buildings along here and did ghost
A lot of
investigations.
history here in Ogden.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Historical 25th Street, which we're just a block away from right
Yeah.
at the moment. Yeah. And, man, we had a really good time doing all that kind of stuff, seeing all kinds of things that we couldn't explain, lots of EVP that's questionable. And I think by the time we were all done with this, I don't know about you guys, but we all kind of had more questions.
Oh, yeah.
A lot more questions than answers.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I don't think any of us were really fully on board or not on board with anything at that point.
And honestly, you know what? When I started ghost hunting, I was more of a believer in the traditional style of ghosts than I am now, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, after I stopped ghost investigating, then I just kind of stopped following it altogether because I couldn't see where it was going. Everybody's kind of hit a wall. There, people had EVPs and they had all, and that's back when orbs were completely considered to be ghosts. And I saw lots of videos, and that's how I got hooked. I saw a video of orbs flying around, and I had no idea about dust spots and camera lengths and flash lengths and all these different things. So I'm like, whoa, there's lots of spirits in that building, and I'm watching them, and I was just totally entranced. I'm like, yes, each one of those is the dead person floating around. So, after you start to educate yourself, and then you realize, well, maybe not so. So who's telling the truth? What is the truth? I don't know. So I kind of gave up looking at it and went on to something else like Bigfoot or UFOs or things like that.
And I don't think I really ever, I don't even think I had an open mind to any of that kind of stuff. I was kind of a here now, gone tomorrow type guy, and I didn't think anything of life beyond now, this is it. It's just a physical existence.
You know what really closed my mind,
correct.
though, is as time progressed, all these paranormal shows came out, all these ghost hunting shows. And, man, I've been on these investigations. They're not that cool.
No,
they're not as cool as what it looks like on TV.
But they're compelling, though. I think that's how I got interested in it. As I hooked up with you, Warren, and went on a couple of investigations. And as boring as they are, the things you do get are pretty intriguing, and it makes you wonder.
Yeah, but my point was that these shows are getting way too much.
No, absolutely.
I think
there's tons of
most it's set up.
speculation.
Yeah. And so. Oh, speaking of which, we do have a little skit we did.
Oh yeah, the paranormalist skit. Yeah, let's hear that.
Get that, Dale.
Coming this fall to Fox Network, The Paranormalist with Billy Scott. In depth, up close, live investigations at locations never before televised. A new paranormal show that dares pose the question, what's that? Stansbury Station.
What's that?
James County Cemetery.
What's that?
And the Stark Family Mansion.
What's that?
Brought to you with a limited interruption by Beano. Take it once. And the Beano gas.
What's that?
Excuse me. Wow.
That is the genius of Jason.
Thank you.
That entire commercial was Jason's idea, baby, directed, produced, starring.
Thank you,
by.
and I'm sorry. Okay.
It was a beautiful work. If I was an advertiser, I would hire him to make a commercial for me.
And Beano, you can send your check directly.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Any legal papers, send to
my attorney.
Jason, yeah.
Who makes enough?
TruthTheoremRadio.com.
I did that quite a while ago. It kind of takes me back. We were talking a little bit before about, how we kind of got all into this and stuff. And we did a lot of ghost hunting back in the day. And one of those people we did that with was Mary.
Yes.
And she was actually our first guest here on Truth Theorem Radio.
Yeah.
And she has a lot of interesting perspective on things.
And I don't know if it's that she was my mentor, because that's really where I started ghost hunting, was with her. But I agree with her quite a bit. She's since moved off, and I'm thinking on my own now. And
Congratulations.
Yes.
Way to go.
yes.
Yeah. Baby
and so
steps, you know.
I've gone a little bit away from her thought process, but I still fundamentally agree with her.
She was my first hunt. I went on a ghost hunt at the train station at Union Station here in Ogden, and
Cool building too. By
It was
the way,
really
yeah.
cool, and I had never been on a big group hunt before. I'd
Uh-huh.
only been on like a 3 or 4 people, but this was like a class, so there was like 20 people in the place. And what I found so cool about her was that immediately she quieted everybody down, got their attention, and started speaking in low tones. And started saying, we need to speak respectfully and talk
Yes.
gently and not use any foul language. Don't tease. Don't, ask to see anything and, and so on and so forth. And I was kind of blown away by that she took that approach to it because my attitude was, devil may care. I don't care. Hey, I want to see something. Let's see it.
And it's kind of funny how everybody kind of has their own little different perception of what goes on. That kind of takes me back to this next clip here. Dale, play that next clip.
So many things can move your mind in a certain way. Stressors, pressures, dialects that you're used to, the cadence of a voice, that can really interfere. And unless you're really mindful of that, and the environment that you're in and the place you yourself are in at that moment, unless you're mindful of that, it'll mess you up every time.
Wow.
It's like asking a dozen people, what color was that getaway car? You're going to get all different kinds of colors and shades because, everyone will have perceived it in that instant just a little bit differently.
Right.
And, how can you say really, oh, well, you're wrong?
Right.
Because if that is actually how they perceived. And when you think about something like that, you're bringing in a lot of things. The way you were brought up, the way you've learned, a lot of things come into that. So you really can't point a finger and say that, well, that person is wrong.
She makes a good point there, and it kind of really opened my eyes up to things that how people see things through their own filters and through their own belief systems.
Yeah.
And where, one person may have this singular experience may perceive it different than somebody else who has a different belief system.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think that's a lot of the reason why we're seeing paranormal activity increase. I don't necessarily think the actual paranormal activity is increasing.
Just the awareness of
the
it.
awareness.
Yeah.
Everybody's watching these movies, and it's in our face. Every other show that comes out is Ghost or UFO or something.
Yeah.
And demons.
Oh, my favorites, demons.
What?
Demon. That's what's interesting. The demon thing is demon, right? I said it right.
Yeah, with no D
With
at
no
the
D.
end.
Thank you. No D. At
You've
the
got
end.
it.
Thank you. Appreciate that. But have you noticed that when the whole ghost hunting thing started out, people weren't looking for demon.
Right.
They were looking just for dead
Spirits,
people. Yeah, who were hanging around. And now the religious groups have gotten into this hunting kind of thing, and they put their religious spin on it and say, well, it can't be a dead person because dead people don't float around. They're, according to the Bible, they don't do anything. So these must be bad spirits. So they must be demons.
Well, that could be it, but I think something else that plays into it is fear sells.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And demons
the church
are
knows that.
absolutely fear.
Yeah, you're not too afraid of Grandma who passed on, but if Grandma's got horns, long fangs, and is going to drag you down to hell
Oppress
and
you.
All
fillet
the better
you.
to eat you with.
Maybe that's where the creepy grandmas come
That's
from.
it. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, so that may be it.
Well, I think that plays a lot into all these different ghost groups out there who have all their different beliefs and thought processes. That takes me to this next clip from Mary here. Go ahead and play that, Dale.
I mean, most of the incidences that I've read in the Bible, and I'm not a Bible scholar by any stretch of the imagination, the spirits that they deal with are usually demonic in nature, and they're harmful. Has that been your experience as far as your investigations go?
I have met people that are scarier than anything I've run across.
And one of them's in this room. One of them's me.
There have been times that an area has felt unwelcoming to me or to some other member, and we don't push it. If it just doesn't feel right, unlike the popular thing with the groups now, run in and cuss it out and try and make it mad.
Yeah. Exercise.
No, that's not respect, because they come in at first and they say, we're not here to harm you, we're not here to do this and that, and then what do they do halfway into the show?
Disrespect.
Well, we're
the hell
not
out of 'em.
getting enough, so let's go Jerry Springer on them.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. And there's nothing professional about that.
Because every ghost wants
Now,
to be a star.
And two, you never really hear feedback way down the road from a house that's been cleansed or exorcised.
Yeah.
So you never really know, has it stayed that way? Because honestly, if we're looking at a predator who has passed away and what is left of him still continuing to ply his trade, unless he has a belief in God and a fear of retribution, throwing some blessed water around isn't going to do a thing but make him laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to have a fear of it. And fear sells, too.
Yeah.
You're going to get more recognition. You're going to make more money if you can show. And people are afraid of the demons. I think that's kind of why the shows are edged in this way.
Mm-hmm.
There's only really one or two I can think of that don't. But the rest of them, I'll bring in their resident demonologist and their priest. They've got them on staff. And it's like, wow, but of course, that sells more.
That's a
and
beautiful
they
point.
get more
I want to be
media
a
coverage.
vampire,
And
personally.
the church makes out like a bandit, too. I'm sorry.
yeah.
There, I said it.
Wow.
Now, she makes a good point there about not only what the belief system of the ghost hunting people are, but what about the belief system of the actual ghost itself? Does it have a belief system? Does it have apparently has a personality and a, so that would play into that as well.
Well, you have to assume a whole bunch of things, like the ghost is actually a sentient being that's having a conscious experience.
That's the common perception among ghost
except
hunters.
they can't communicate for crap.
Yeah.
They're there, but they're just
Teach them how to use a speaking spell.
Yeah, right through. I had seen some kind of a documentary in college where these two students somehow, I think they had hoaxed this. I would have to assume they did, but they used Polaroid pictures, and this demon who they were communicating with would write on the Polaroid pictures.
I heard about that.
Have you seen that?
Yeah,
was it ever
did.
like
No,
debunked?
didn't hear anything about it. Yeah,
because it sounded very true to me when I heard it, and it was. I thought, there you go. That's spirit
trippy.
communicating, and it communicated in words. It was speaking to them like, Bill, you need to go on a date tonight.
I've heard similar stories where you're in the bathroom and the mirror's fogging up, and you on the mirror, right in front of you. Yeah. So
that's cool. I'm game.
That's a trip.
Every day I wake up and I tell all the spirits all around me and stuff, communicate with me anytime you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm open.
Absolutely.
And they're not talking. Their mum's the word.
And we came a long ways from those days, Warren, when we had all just the kind of the simple tools, basically, and they've had a lot of new stuff come out nowadays.
And the mirror, who would have thunk? Who would have thunk?
Oh,
that just using a mirror.
The Region 7 you're talking about. Region 7 was talking about doing the IR into the mirror thing. We've got that clip there. Play that, Dale. That was cool.
I'm going to try on the next one. I was talking to Bill and Mark on this, and Barry, was I want to film an IR, but shoot it into a mirror so we're recording, what's really in back of where the IR is pointing.
Good job. That's pioneer stuff, man.
Innovative.
I've never heard anybody say that. That's great.
That's great.
Let's just try it. See what it yields.
Yeah.
That's how discoveries will be made.
Absolutely.
Not by everybody. Okay, you got your infrared camera, you got your tape recorder. Let's sit in the living room and just BS.
Well,
for
here's the
about 6
problem:
hours.
is that we're all trying to be scientific and draw conclusions on the ghost phenomenon, and we're all using the same tried and true
exactly
methods, and there's a missing link somewhere that once somebody figures out that here if we do this, then then we got it. So kudos to you for trying new stuff. That's great. Wow, that's cool. I never thought of things like that.
No, that's one thing I loved about Region 7 was they were always looking for something new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
absolutely.
went home and I tried that.
Did you?
How did
I
it work?
used the camera and I shot into the mirror, but then I put another mirror behind that, and then I did another mirror, and it was like infinity and beyond. And yeah, it was really freaking it. At the other end, there was a little Chinese guy with a camera doing the same thing back at me.
Really?
So that it went right through
Wow.
the earth. I think. you
Now,
could do
see
that with
here, I
mirrors.
thought it would have been your alter self or something.
Oh,
Your
maybe my ultra self is Chinese.
could be.
It could be.
Maybe.
You know, we all come from the same like root, right?
That's what they say.
Absolutely.
so-
We all come from the God particle, right?
Right, there we go.
Didn't they just discover that recently?
They did just recently. So now, all the windows are going to open up.
So what's the God particle anyway, Rob? Did you?
I don't know exactly what they found. It's all theory, I would assume.
Yes.
Since, it's not like it's under the microscope or anything. It's some guy with his monstrous blackboard with a zillion little scribbles on it that none of us know what mean. This is the God particle.
And he found it because he forgot to carry the one.
Yeah,
It was all a mistake.
And he evolved all that way with a wheel. Right? Isn't that what you said recently?
Yeah.
That's the evolution of the human mind. It came
It's
from a
funny the
wheel.
things we just stumble upon, though, right? I mean, who was the guy who was playing back his tape, and what was that voice? What?
Oh, the first EVP,
And said, hey, that voice wasn't there. That was something else. There's a name for that. I mean, who discovered that? Who? I just think that's interesting.
Yeah.
I bet he didn't get credit.
When I first got into this, the EVP thing really blew me away. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure.
You know what blows me away is the first person that does anything.
Oh, yeah.
True.
That's crazy.
Well, we were just talking to Black Cross Paranormal the other day. And what I found interesting about them is she slowed down the EVP to listen to it.
Well, that says a lot about. I mean that opens up a whole new door.
Yeah,
we're talking about time. We're talking about really
all kinds of different things.
Yeah,
let's play that clip. We've got that. Dale, play that.
Speaking of time, a lot of when we're working with the EVPs, we actually end up slowing down the voices by about 10%
or more, it depends,
before we can make out what they're saying.
Because they're saying it just so fast, and it's like, too fast for the human ear actually to understand and pick up.
Some of them.
Yeah, when you slow them down, you could actually you think that you're hearing just somebody step, like, say for instance, like for me, it was like somebody stepping on a twig or something. That's what it sounded like a branch or like a small little thing in the sidewalk.
Just like a noise or something.
And then I slowed it down, like I took that piece out and I slowed it down like to 50-60%, and I had a disembodied voice saying in that same spot, "You're so smart." It was a female saying, "You're so smart," and it was going so fast by regular speed that it just sounded. That was it.
One time. Am I the only one that put the connection that maybe she like planted that for you, that you were so smart?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that? I immediately just put those two together, that she was giving you a personal message that look what you found. You're so smart.
Something there. It was pretty.
It was pretty present.
I've always wondered how much EVP gets missed that maybe is a little out of a phase, or a little too fast, or a little too slow, or in a different language, or whatever.
I think a lot of stuff is missed because people don't have the equipment, the proper equipment, or the know-how to really listen properly. Slow things down or zoom in on a particular set of.
See, the thing with me is that with EVPs, I go like.
She's crazy with it.
Yeah, I do. I'm anal.
Right. And now we're back to Slater Mill again.
That's another. That's another show.
That's another show.
That's another topic for
EVPs.
I love the EVPs.
I remember my very first EVP I heard. I had a college professor play it for me.
Yeah.
And it was a little biased because he told me what to listen for before I heard it.
Right.
That's the only way I can hear them.
But when it's your very first one, I think everyone should not be told what they should expect. Just have them listen to it a couple of times and see what they come up with first. At least for your first one.
Agreed.
Your first experience. But mine, he played it for me and told me what it was going to be. And my immediate reaction was that sounded just like a little radio blurb. Like a radio show was just a little segment of it was just lost in space and just captured on your tape. And that's it. That's what I thought it was. And I kind of still today feel that that's what it is. It's strained sounds, words, spoken words, and so on and so
Terrestrial?
forth. Yes. I think it's just things that are trapped in some kind of space around us that we're not understanding.
Yeah, because it's never like a conversation. You never get no.
Well, you can't say never.
Well, yeah. Recently, I have heard so many more people, because we're doing the show, say that these things are responding to them in real time. They're making
but
comments
like never
about
more
them.
than a sentence.
Exactly.
Right?
It's just a couple of words that are put together. And if you can put 3 words together, why not 6? Why not 12? Why not a whole sentence?
Why not? Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. If
I
you
don't
can
understand.
if you can run around the block, why not 20 miles? Why not 50 miles? Why not 100 miles?
That's what I think too.
Well,
I agree with that.
Something to the thing that they might need energy to do that. You know, maybe there's only so much energy, and it's hard for them to.
Well, if they can hear me now, then they need to
focus,
store up some more energy and get the ball rolling.
Oh,
Come
you
on.
asked for it. I don't know if you want to ask
Yeah,
for that.
I'm going to be hearing them in my pillow when I
It just
sleep at
seems
night.
like they would be telling us something of some importance, right?
Yeah, why is it never any relevant information?
What you think is relevant? That's your thing. What is relevant to you? Maybe what they're saying is very relevant to them.
Oh wow!
I'm telling you right now, though, I would sell my soul to get winning lottery numbers and
Wow.
an EVP.
I would let you sell your soul.
winning
as long
lottery
as you don't
numbers.
forget us little people.
You can't imagine how many people who hear you say that. There's like cringe.
Did he just say sell his soul for lottery?
Dude, if you win the lottery next week,
yeah, we'll know.
I'll have to go buy a
we'll
ticket,
know.
I guess.
I'd do it. You may have just signed the contract. He's going to be like, hey, it's not my fault you didn't buy a ticket.
We did an interview a while back with Kirby Robinson, and here's what he's got to say
He's
about
great.
selling your soul.
So yeah, you can't sell your soul to the devil. There's or to a demon, and in a sense, that's what a curse is. A curse is you're selling your soul. Now they don't tell you that when you cast the curse, that's the price that you're going to pay. But that's the price that pretty much you're going to pay for the curse is you're selling your soul.
Wow. And what exactly is a soul worth, do you think?
Are there lease options? Or
Yeah, what's the going
lease
rate
options,
nowadays?
No trade-ins, and no 7-day return policy.
Should I ask for $1 million or $10 million?
Can I
or
sell
what?
my wife's soul? Is that possible? Can I sell her on the side? She doesn't know. Does she have to be a signer?
Man, Rob,
that was terrible.
Don't let her listen to this.
No, I don't.
Or that one. Yeah.
I don't.
you would not. Yeah, no, she doesn't listen.
Honey, we're just guys goofing around. You don't want to listen to this.
I still don't know if I buy into the whole this thing's an angel, that thing's a demon, this is that's a ghost, that's a trapped soul, this is a
I can't understand the whole concept of an angel to begin with in the biblical sense because it has no will.
Right.
I don't know how a creature exists without a will. All
Kirby
the creatures
also,
we know have
Well, just like nature would, basically.
Yeah.
but does
It just
deer
is.
have a will?
It just is. I'm talking a storm. I'm talking about Earth. I'm talking about it. Just is.
Yeah.
Let's
It
hear
just is.
Kirby's take on that.
Okay. Now, could you define what a demon is, and exactly what's the difference between a demon and a spirit or a ghost or an angel?
A demon is simply who is an entity that was once an angel and worshipped God throughout millenniums. And when Lucifer, which was the greatest creation that God ever created, he was perfect in all ways, in beauty and intelligence and wisdom and insight. Yes. But when he found out that he was going to be the emissary between the heavens and the earth, that he wasn't going to be a god, he was just going to be a messenger for God to man, and that man was basically going to become far more important to God than the angels. His ego could not handle that. He convinced 1/3 of the angels to rebel against God and led them in a great war in heaven. He lost the war because you got to remember, Lucifer is only an angel. As perfect as creation as he is still only an angel. And an angel cannot know everything like God can. He can't be every place at one time like God can, and he can't create like.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
Well, you know, we talked to Andrea Perrin, and she's the author of House of Darkness, House of Light, and she was talking about how her mom was possessed by a demon.
Yeah. Let's hear that clip, Dale.
What I saw that night changed me forever because it almost claimed my mother's life. And what I saw was not my mother. The voice that I heard come out of her frail frame was not her voice. What happened to her body in terms of the contortion that it underwent is not human in nature. And that she was thrown probably 10 to 12 feet from one room into another while still in the chair she was sitting in led me to believe that there was a power so significant unleashed in that house that only the power of God consciousness could ever control it.
Wow.
That's crazy. And I still don't know.
What's crazy?
Being thrown around the room in a chair and all that.
Well, you were here. You just heard it.
No, I just heard it. I didn't know, but I mean, I thought you thought it was like the whole idea was crazy.
No. It's man.
I'm still not sure that it's not a psychological issue. Possession.
Well, honestly, here's my question: if a demon has the ability to possess your body and fling you around the room, bounce you around up and down, and so on and so forth. Why can't he just have you do something normal? Why can't he, settle in?
Maybe he does, and we don't notice those things
once in a
because
while
they're not out of the ordinary to us.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay, if they have the ability to crawl inside of you and control you to that level that we've seen in Exorcist and other demon shows where people are possessed, right? And the Bible talks all kinds of people are possessed. All right. So if this person is possessed, if they can do that, why can't they just possess the person and that person is like all of a sudden really good at something, a super athlete? Engineer.
Have you seen Dennis Rodman, dude?
Oh, yeah.
What?
He's I think he has a tattoo too.
and Charlie Sheen. I shouldn't talk
You
bad
didn't
about
say
our
Charlie
fan.
No,
Charlie's
not
not
you,
possessed.
He's our
Charlie.
number one fan.
Yes,
Sorry,
of
Charlie.
No, I don't know. I could wrap my head around it. There's something in your body that's not supposed to be there. That's absolutely the opposite of you. I could see that it has adverse effects.
Doesn't maybe I'm exposing myself too much, but doesn't each one of us have like two people in us?
Yeah.
What?
Don't we?
Yeah.
Isn't there like two of you? Do you not talk to yourself?
Yeah, but it's me talking to me.
Well, yeah, but how can you do that? You
I
can't
verbalize my thoughts. I'm not necessarily talking to myself.
But isn't that's communication?
yeah,
right?
you're communicating
whether
with-
you're verbalizing it or not. It's still communication.
So when I'm thinking
telepathically
to someone else.
yourself. Yeah.
No, I'm just verbalizing my thoughts.
Really?
So whenever you do something stupid, is that your what is that your stupid side of your?
That's your ghost self, man.
Oh. See, I think there's
You
like a
could have,
positive
like,
and a
an
negative side of
autopilot.
myself. I think I'm like a dual person.
Is it your
Yeah,
soul?
you can
that's-
get medication for that though.
Is it your
Thank
soul
you.
that you're talking to, or is talking to you, or
I don't know what it is because I have talked to myself ever since I was a kid because
I
I
have too.
grew up alone a lot.
So here's my question to you though, Rob. Which one are you? Are you the one that's listening, or are you the one that's talking?
Ooh, very good question. Exactly.
Really? That's a good question.
Both.
I think you're both.
Both?
It's the
Has to
same
be
thing.
both, yeah. That's
That's a stupid. That's like I'm looking at a tree. Are you the tree that's going up or the tree that's going down? That's dumb. It's one tree.
That is so deep.
Wow, that is
No,
deep.
it's just
like that.
it's just one tree. That's it.
Yeah.
But
There's not two trees there.
The
One that's
tree underneath the dirt is not
The tree.
perceivable, though,
It's still the tree.
from our standpoint.
There's
Is that
not
how
two
you
trees
see
there.
yourself? You see yourself as a tree, like that? I mean, that makes sense the way you just described how you talk to yourself. There are two parts to yourself: the part that's underneath the ground and the part that's on top.
No, I still see that as one tree.
I
It's
see
not
that
two-
as your
two
the
parts.
personality that people see and the personality that you
So
are.
what now? Well, let's relate the human existence to, or the physical existence to the tree. Is the physical part of the physical existence the above part that we see and that we perceive, and the under the ground roots of the whole thing, is that the spiritual or the soul part or the God part or the
I just
non-physical part
I like
of
that.
ourself?
Where can I?
I just used-
where can I go to your ashram and become one of your devotees? Do you have orange robes? I really like
Well,
orange.
no, serious. If,
No, but the Kool-Aid's orange.
I'm with
if
you.
this ghost thing
Don't
is a
drink
real thing and they're
Yes.
really people who existed and have moved on, or they're non-physical representations of what they used to be,
are hanging around,
then that would mean that, you know, we're probably going to end up the same way, in some
Ew.
fashion, right?
How come
Either
the-
here
how come
nor
we're not-
there. or-
How come we're not flooded with ghosts? I mean, there's been
Maybe we
billions
are.
of people on the planet.
Maybe we are, and
maybe
maybe,
the-
it's just like here, Rob. And 95% of the people on this planet have 5 senses, okay, and 5% of us have 6 senses, or whatever the ratio is. There's a small percentage of us that have 6 senses or 7 senses. They're intuitive, or they can see into the future, or they, whatever it is, psychic, whatever. Maybe it's like that in the spirit world too. Maybe that small percentage is the only one that's able to break through, and they're the only ones that we're able to perceive.
Yeah,
All the ones that don't want you around, get out.
out.
All the grumpy
yeah.
ones. You have to be grumpy to do that.
If you take the life after death equation out of it, then what are they? If you were just to approach the whole problem,
It's a
and say
figment
that
of
there
our
is-
imagination.
Exactly where I was
Oh,
gonna
that's
go
what
with
it
this. No, it's not. It could be a totally different entity that is alive. It doesn't have to be a disembodied human.
No, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
how about that?
no, yeah,
how about an
you're right.
entity that takes the form of a dead person?
Would they have to?
I don't
Well,
know.
are
This
they
is the
really?
blueprint.
Now wait, are they really dead people, or are we just saying, oh yeah, that's probably a dead person?
I agree with that.
Okay,
And what
is
is
it
death?
really an alien or an extra dimensional being of some sort that we just perceive that way because that's the only representation we got in our brain, in our experience warehouse, to relate that experience to?
I've never experienced being dead.
You haven't?
No. Not yet.
I do every night.
You dream.
Every night I go to sleep. I don't know when I fall asleep. I'm watching television or cuddling up to my big
You
fat
lose
pillow,
consciousness,
and yes, and
yeah.
I'm asleep.
I think that's
For
the
me, that's
closest representation that we can come up with.
It
of
is.
death,
That's,
really.
You know what
That's
else
what
is
it is.
dead? The time for this segment.
Oh.
We got to get to a
Is
break.
it break time?
Yes.
Okay.
Break time.
Let's get to break, and we will be right back with more here on Truth Film Radio.
Truth Serum Radio.
Oh, Doc, where are we? Marty, we're in Alaska. Just 'cause it's Christmas time, it doesn't mean we have to see snow, Doc. Let's go back. I didn't bring my radio anyway. You know, to listen to Truthium Radio with Rob, Warren, and Jason. Even if you forgot the show, Doc, couldn't you listen to it online after? Precisely.
Welcome to the 13th annual Sunnydale, California Spelling Bee Championship. Our finalists are Billy and Tommy from Ringdale Elementary in Glendale, California. Earlier in the semifinals, Billy was given the word hop. He correctly answered that word, putting him in second place. Tommy was given the word circumcision, which he correctly answered, putting him in first place. So let's go now to the announcer as we get our finalists to answer their final words.
Billy, your word will be truth.
Truth. TRUPH.
I'm sorry, Billy, that's wrong.
Truth. It's the
Tommy,
truth.
if you spell this word correctly, you will be the champion. Your word is theorem.
Can I get that in a definition?
Yes, Tommy. Theorem is a truth established by means of accepted truths.
Will you use it in a sentence?
I love to listen to Truth Theorem Radio.
Oh, theorem. Theorem. Theorem.
That is correct, Tommy. You are the champion.
And in the right corner, weighing in at 220 pounds, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Truth Theorem Radio.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you very much.
I've come down the aisle 220 pounds.
Thank you to all of our fans here at Truth Theorem Radio.
220. That's a little conservative.
Appreciation.
Thank you. Thank you, Warren. I know it is Truth Theorem Radio. let's not go there.
Oh my gosh! You know what else we've got?
A fan?
We do have a fan. We got a few fans,
We
actually.
got quite a few fans. But I think our biggest fan is probably George. Yeah, I don't want to say his last name, but George, you know who you are.
You know who you are. And
You're our
thanks.
biggest fan. Thank you very much for being our biggest fan.
I need a fan. I need a fan, a personal fan.
Just in case all of you have been enjoying our little Back to the Future skits, we have another kind of fan / affiliate that's been making those for us.
Gary, thank you so much.
Gary, thank you very much.
Very
Kudos.
talented kid.
Very talented.
Oh,
we appreciate
man.
all that, and we look forward to doing a lot more of that with you.
Absolutely.
Thank
for
you.
Sure. Yeah. We have a fan phone call, don't we, Dale? Let's play that.
And we're out. I got the email set up for comments.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. Who's calling?
Oh, the studio phone. It's actually ringing?
Yeah.
It's hooked up. Right on.
Truth Theorem Radio.
Hi, I just want to tell you how awesome
What?
Jason is.
Hello?
Jason is awesome.
Yeah.
And I want to see him get more airtime.
Yeah.
Jason takes plenty of airtime.
He takes up a lot of airtime.
He needs to be the star of the show.
Well, really, the star of the show are the people that we interview.
No,
Exactly.
I wrote him a theme song. Here
You
it goes.
wrote him a theme song.
Jason
Why,
is
whoa, why
awesome.
don't-
Jason is cool.
Yeah.
Jason is the man. He is the one that rules. Jason is awesome.
Okay. Why don't you bottle up all those comments and put them down on the computer and just get on to
send it right to Jason.
Send it right
Comments at truththeoremradio.com.
Okay,
brand new.
We would love to hear all
We'd
about
love
it.
to hear everything you feel about
It's too
Jason.
bad he's not there because I would really like to tell him how awesome he is.
Well, just email him. He'll
Yeah,
find out.
put it right there. You know what? I'll go get him because I know he's just down the hall and he hasn't ever had a fan phone call. I know that. So
It'd be
all right, he'd love to talk to you.
I gotta go. Bye.
What?
Bye.
Hello?
I think he hung up.
What? Jason only has one.
Okay, I'm back, guys. What did I miss?
I think your mom called.
What? I can't believe I missed that phone call, dude.
Yeah, I don't
can't
think
believe
you
I
missed
missed
anything.
it.
That's
Yeah,
what
that
I
was
think.
completely rude. Please have your mom forgive us.
Okay. Okay, moving on. Let's see.
Moving right along.
Let's get into UFO, the UFO topic. We dipped a little bit into that in our little journey this last season here on Truth Theorem Radio.
You know, the people who have talked about UFOs with us, I think every single person we've talked to, I've believed everything they've said.
I do believe they've been the most credible.
Yeah.
And nobody's more credible in the UFO industry probably than MUFON.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the Mutual UFO Network, for those of you who don't know. And there's chapters all over the country.
Yep.
Every
I have a
city.
favorite chapter, though.
Do you?
Yeah.
Really?
Arkansas. We did race
buddy
Hobbs.
Race.
That's
We
my
love you,
favorite.
Race.
We love you, Race. He did a great gag.
Oh, he's a great.
In fact, here's his favorite gag. Let's play that, Dale.
Boy, I sure am hungry. Sounds good about now, be a muffin. Wonder if I can order me up a muffin here on this here newfangled computer dealie. Here, let's just see. I want to go to this Yahoo site. Type in muffin. Bam, look, first one, muffin.com. All right. Dial them up here. Let's just see.
Thank you for calling MUFON. Can I help you?
I'm hungry. I wonder if you deliver muffins. Downtown here, I really like a chocolate chip muffin. You have one of the chocolate chips in the muffin? Or there's no even better. My favorite muffin is them there banana nut muffins. You got one of them there banana nut muffins you deliver downtown to me here?
Sir, I think you have the wrong number. This is MUFON. We don't do muffins. Sorry, don't deliver
I don't
muffins.
understand. I'm looking for muffins. I went to the computer dealie and went to the Yahoo site and typed in muffin, and you was the first one on there. And I was just wondering if
you have the
maybe
wrong.
you deliver me a muffin. I like the banana nut muffin. I'm kind of hungry and looking for a muffin. You got a muffin for me?
No, we don't do muffins. This is MUFON.
You
We don't deliver. This is
You what?
MUFON. Mutual UFO.
Oh, I'm looking for a muffin.
No, Mutual UFO.
A UFO? Well, you know I'm looking for a muffin. You got the wrong number, I believe. I called the muffin
No.
place, muffin.com, looking for some muffin.
No, sir. This is MUFON. I'm sorry.
MUFON?
You have the wrong number. Yes.
I don't think you know how to spell. I was MUFON, a muffin. I'd be a muffin place.
I'm sorry. You have the wrong number, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, goodbye.
Man,
That was another genius.
That's so much fun making that.
That was beautiful. That was a beautiful commercial.
You know, when we first started this, I was kind of on the fence with UFOs. I wasn't a believer, wasn't a non-believer. I've definitely kind of tipped over to the believer side, I think.
Have you really?
A little, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What was there anything in particular that maybe tipped
There's
you
just
over
too
that, or
much evidence.
Everything.
Not too many coincidences.
I would just challenge anybody to really open your eyes and really research it. Go through and find out the hard document, just not the hearsay, not the stories,
not the YouTube clips,
the hard documented, actual throughout all the questionable crap, and man, you're gonna open your eyes. I'll tell you what.
Too many coincidences.
Too many. And when you finally realize that they're out there, that's where I'm at right now. They're out there. Now what? Now what do I do? They don't seem to be hiding. People are seeing them all the time.
And the question isn't necessarily, I don't think, whether they're out there. The question is whether they're here, really. And if we're obviously seeing UFOs that are extraterrestrial, then apparently they're here.
Yep, they're here. I'm of the personal belief that they're not from out there; that they're from in here. Didn't we have somebody once upon a time talk about that they had talked about that the aliens are actually ancient civilizations lived on the planet a long time.
I think Steve McLaughlin. Yeah, we interviewed him, and he saw a lot of grays down here in Provo.
Ooh,
remember
in Utah?
Yeah,
in Utah.
Yeah,
yeah, and we're the new guys on the block.
I have never seen a gray.
Haven't you?
Never once.
Really?
I'm not too far from Provo, but maybe they don't come this far north.
You didn't see the movie Paul then?
I'm saying in real life, but no, I have not seen the movie Paul.
I'm open to be visited. I'm waiting.
See, there again, I think maybe you just don't know what you're asking for.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
I think what you really had the experience, it would be, we interviewed a guy, Charles, and he had a firsthand experience right up close and personal, and boy, it really changed him. Let's play that clip.
So, I just wish this thing would just come down and show us detail. Pop! Right about probably, I wouldn't even say, 5 seconds later, this bright flash behind us. It sounded like a 4th of July, like a popper, like one of those ones you pull the string, you know, and it sounded like that. It wasn't real loud. It was kind of loud, but not loud enough where people would have came out and said, "What just happened?" I would have thought the flash, the big light, but anyway, and then just this flash, and then here comes this white. The outer of it was white, green and blue, and had little golden specks inside of it that were kind of mixed in there. And anyway, it came spinning by us about 6 feet away.
It's an object?
It was an object. It was an orb.
Oh, okay.
It was a UFO orb. And it by us spinning backwards. As it was spinning backwards, it was going forward, and it was making this chopping noise. Not real loud.
And how big? How big is this object?
Yeah.
Size of a semi truck tire. It'd be a good estimate.
Semi-truck tire, okay. 3 feet or so in diameter, something like that.
It was on a little, said it was smaller than that, you know, but that was more the size of it, you know, on that was the tire, so.
All right, and that's making this weird noise and flashing as it goes by. How fast is it going by you?
At a probably a pace of a fast walk, a slow jog, not fast.
Oh, okay. Oh. Wow. And it's how high off the ground?
I could 4 feet off the ground.
4 feet off the ground, 6 feet away from you, you said. Wow.
Yeah.
Now that would freak me the hell out.
Yeah, see, that's
dude.
something I'd rather hear about than experience.
Yeah, now we all say, we want to see a UFO. But holy crap, if you had that and you actually felt that and the energy from it.
And you know what's crazy is he got sick after that.
Yeah, he did.
You know, and I don't know.
Well, once again, I have to say, you know,
he's a knower now.
Yeah, exactly. He's a knower. He's not a believer anymore. He's a knower. But then now what? You saw it, and people are going to think you're crazy. So now you have to, you know, start a website, start your own talk show. I mean, well, you have to do something,
right? And you have to wonder if you're crazy too.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, but there were multiple witnesses here, so unless his was pretty good, he must have a good imagination because other people saw it.
And to me, it sounded pretty fantastic, and I'd never really heard a story like that before.
No.
So we got on the phone with our buddy Race Hobbs, and here's what he had to say.
And he saw the object that close.
It was 6 feet away
from him. Yes.
Goodness gracious!
About 4 feet off the ground.
He could see incredible detail. What it was a semi-truck size orb, kind of a glow, and then inside of this was a basketball shaped.
He said like a diamond, like something really
there was
clear.
Diamonds in it, kind of clear, diamondy, speckly kind of thing, and it had inside of that.
It was a teardrop shaped bubble with a red liquid in it,
spinning around, right?
I don't know if that was spinning or not.
Okay,
I wasn't clear on that.
So anyway,
have people seen that
by
before?
him, and there was just the one, right, Warren? And it sped up and kind of hit the power lines or something,
and sparks and arcs
and stuff fly like it was drawing power out of the power lines in the ground type of thing.
But the weird thing to me was there were no physical signs that it was ever there. There were no power outages.
That he says. Now, I don't know
that he knew.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody actually went and climbed up the power pole.
But his neighbor girl collaborated. She'd seen similar things, right?
Right.
So multiple witnesses then.
Yeah. So it was him and his son and the neighbor girl, I guess, witnessed this.
Yeah. Is that common? Have you heard of that before?
I have. As a matter of fact, yeah. There was a pretty significant Star Team case in Florida that involved sort of a reddish, bright colored orb at 4 feet off the ground, close range.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You know, I'd like to see a UFO maybe 2 miles out.
Yeah, there you go.
10 miles out, but I don't want to see one really close. And I definitely don't want to see the little gray dudes pulling me out of my bed.
That would freak me out.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I do.
Oh, you're crazy.
Do you want to be abducted?
I do.
You do?
Be down
I really
with
do.
The probing,
I don't know about the probing.
Keep lube in your bed with you at night.
I'll just keep a jar of Vaseline
Tape
next to my
it to
head.
your
leg.
Use this.
What's this for? Just in case you guys want to, look. You seem too eager.
I heard about the
Throw
probing.
it back.
No.
Hey. I'm down. I'm down with anything. You know, I'm a believer in aliens and UFOs, and all. There's just been too many things. But I still believe in the alien autopsy. So what do I know? I think the hoax is a hoax. There's a triple hoax in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's just
disinformation. Disinformation.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's completely real, and they're like, "Oh, we've got to do something."
You're probably right. You're probably right.
Yeah, no, he probably is.
He is.
I had a gut feeling when I saw it the first time, but then I believe.
Yeah, you
Star
probably
Wars
felt like that when you saw E.T. too.
I did.
So come on, you can't
him.
really go off of that gauge.
I don't know.
What's
We
with the
talked.
big finger of ET.
I know that's weird. Huh?
I could
It brings
never figure
flowers
out.
back to life.
It
It's
was
cute.
crazy. It was one bar.
Ouch.
Yes.
We did talk to another guest though, Bear from Wolfpack Paranormal that was abducted.
yeah.
Remember?
His story was crazy.
We're not going to show you a clip of his because Rob has an inferiority complex because his voice was awesome.
Bear has a voice to match his name, and his experiences are incredible. So
Yeah.
we love Bear.
But he got levitated through his wall.
Yeah. Explain that, Lucy. Yeah.
And the next day there was the U.S. Air Force was there.
Yeah.
The police were there in the field across the street from his house.
Yeah.
And man,
that was a great episode. I'm going to have to go back and listen to that one
It
again.
was good.
That was cool.
Definitely.
For sure.
You know who else I was actually it was never really confirmed, just kind of mentioned and talked about, and kind of I don't really want to say that I am being abducted, but Scarlet Ray.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she had weird marks or something on her body. We got that clip, I think. Go ahead, play that, Dill.
I get markings now for decades. A triangle, 3 dots. They're puncture. They look like puncture marks. They're little tiny scabs, exactly in the same mathematical isosceles triangle, constantly identical. I get them. My husband gets them. I've had an experience that I'd rather not talk about on the radio. It's extremely personal. But trust me, something disappeared. That should not have disappeared. I was sleeping. I don't sleepwalk. It was impossible. I mean, something happened where it's even a medical thing that happened to me that it couldn't have happened. I was sleeping. It's impossible. And somehow it happened. And I get these little triangular markings on me constantly, and I have no idea where they come from. And it's 3 tiny little scabs, like if I would take a pin and poke it into my skin, and then there's a little scab mark.
Now, you know
That's
that's
what it looks
classical abduction.
Yes, I know.
markings. Okay.
Yes,
Just
I
so
know.
you know. Okay.
Yes, I know.
Wow. Now that would freak me out. I don't know. For decades.
Decades.
Yeah,
See, I'm not good with that.
I'd be putting cameras up in my room.
Oh, because that's going to be a
well,
big
I don't
deterrent.
Know, maybe.
And
but you'd have proof. At least
no, you wouldn't.
know you
Because
weren't
I mean,
nuts, maybe.
no, they just shut everything
I
down.
look at the little. I look at the little red marks on my butt every morning. I don't
Are they in a
like,
perfect
connect the dots,
triangle?
or they could be. I'll get a ruler next time and I'll map it out. I think it's actually Taurus.
That's what the mirrors in your bathroom
That's
were
right.
for,
So
wasn't it?
it
You
could
were
be,
taking pictures.
I'm
Oh,
mapping out the
man.
star
That looks like Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. You're picking on Charlie. He's gonna get.
We love you, Charlie. He really is our #1 fan, for sure.
Really?
I promise. Yeah.
He's never written to me.
I'm sure I'm full of shit, but okay.
So I'll believe everything.
Scarlett was awesome, though.
Oh, I really liked her.
Yeah. She's all over the place. She's intuitive and kind of psychic kind of
And she still keeps in touch.
An empath.
And relationship specialist. And she's very knowledgeable. It was great to talk with her. So
Yes,
if you missed that episode, go back and catch it.
Check that out, yeah.
But back to UFOs. I got a problem, man. If the government knows stuff and they're withholding it, I got an issue with that.
Man, I don't know though. I could see it going either way, honestly.
Well, we talked with Peter Robbins, and he's a big time UFO researcher. Hell of a nice guy. We love him, and I'd really like to have him back on the show again.
We will. Smart guy.
But his take was we probably couldn't handle it.
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah,
that's a very true statement.
You know, for me, it wouldn't really change my Tuesday.
No,
it really wouldn't.
No,
But for a lot of people,
my Wednesday, it might.
Well, you're already a believer, right? Or leaning. You're leaning. You're a towering leaning.
You're a leaner.
Pizza leaning.
Straddling the fence.
Yeah.
huh?
So even if I fell off the fence, fell into the believer thing because the government came out and said yes, they're real, it wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't freak out. I mean, so what?
Yeah, but
The
how would
business
it
is
how would
normal.
affect somebody that's on the other side of the fence, though?
I don't even know if it's the people that's on the other side of the fence per se. It would be. I think it would. Religion. I think that there would be a huge issue there, and that's where the issue would be. Not necessarily the disbelievers, because they don't believe in UFOs, but because they have a theology that doesn't believe in UFOs. I think that's where the issue is going to be.
So is our God also the God of the aliens?
Well, sure, should be. My God is the God of everything.
Yeah,
you know
that's because you've always got something bigger.
There is
and better.
one. He made your God. You know what I mean?
My God's older than your God. So he was here first. He was the chicken, not the egg.
But no, we're missing the bigger picture though, and I think this is probably why it's all being withheld. I'm sure is that there's technological implications here.
You know what? I believe. I think that this is the way I lean. I think. The government doesn't know. I don't think that they've got their hand
really
in it.
think no, man.
I don't think they're in cahoots like everybody thinks they are.
I don't. Well, no, I don't. I'm not necessarily certain they're in cahoots, but have they recovered stuff? Do they have actual knowledge of ETs?
I think they have warehouses.
Steve
with,
Bassett can say,
ceiling.
there's not even a question.
No,
it's
I'm
proven
not so
without
sure,
a shadow of a doubt.
No, I'm not so sure.
No,
I mean,
I'm
how
on board
can
with
some craft travel as far as it does to get here, and then we can, with our technology, shoot it down?
No, I think they just fell down or
it
fell
could've
apart
crashed or whatever. You can't.
They got a flat tire. It happens.
You can't. You can't predict what's going to happen on a world millions of miles away.
I
think they have a pretty good idea.
They couldn't get the lithium crystals recharged.
That's what
from
it
the
was.
Power station
For sure.
It
Let's hear
happens.
what Steve Bassett had to say about disclosure.
Now, here's the scenario, okay? The U.S. government finally comes out. It's disclosure day. Dun, dun, dun. And, aliens exist. We've been talking to them since Roswell or before, whenever. Now what? Is the credibility of the government going to be harmed in such a way that, the people are going to go, man, they've lied to us all this time. What else are they lying about? Or, is the government going to collapse and become discreditable at that point? How do you think they're going to be able to handle that and still be able to save face?
Well, worrying about whether you can harm the credibility of the government right now is like worrying about whether you can run over roadkill and do any more damage. It's already shot to hell.
Yeah,
so that's not really the issue here.
That's a good point.
I would make the case that one of the best things that could happen to government right now, and not just in the U.S., but in a lot of governments, including, I'll say this, Russia and China, is for the government to come forward and unload a truth of this magnitude.
And definitely to be the first government to do it. Probably, the USA does not want to be after Russia.
It's not
China
happen.
or
I don't think it'll happen in this country.
Don't you really?
No, not in this country. I think in another country, maybe. Norway, maybe.
Yeah,
it's like that.
Someplace that we're never going to hear about when it does happen anyway.
Some very small country who they can, the five guys on a council
I think
board.
the French have already kind of pushed the envelope a little bit.
Have they?
Yeah, that's what Steve was talking. They released a whole bunch of papers and
Mexico
and
too.
Declassified some stuff.
I got a gut feeling this is all just one big plan. It's all part of the plan that we're just being nursed along.
Could be.
And until we're all comfortable with it. It started out in the 1950s and late 40s with the era of the spacecraft and the space movies and alien films, and it just got bigger and better. And right now, a spacecraft could land downtown and people wouldn't be that shocked.
No, they think the special effects were horrible.
I don't think
what? Doesn't look like that.
Look right at all. Shoot it with your 50 cal, Billy.
Is that made in Taiwan?
Taiwan, I see the stamp right there. But we wouldn't be all that shocked. 75 years ago, they'd be a lot more shocked than we would be today.
Do you think they made this plan you referred to? Do you think this is a plan they made 50 years ago, and they're like, all right, we need
Probably 1,000 years ago.
64 and a half years for the public to implement
Yeah.
this plan for the public, and they're adhering to that? And you think that's what's happening?
I think they're just nursing us right along.
So you think the government knows?
Yeah, of course.
You're all on board with that?
Yeah, I think they have, like I said, warehouses with alien spacecraft just stacked on top of each other, stacked away. And I think they have alien bodies.
I'm not
I think they have,
optimistic.
Oh, I think they have it all. I think they probably even have a live alien.
I've heard some whistleblower stuff about we have government alien joint underground bases all over the world.
Why is it that when people are reporting alien activity, the airports and the military are like, no, there's nothing there. We don't see nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, they're not scrambling any jets after these lights that are glowing in the sky that everybody's pointing to. Hey, look at those 20 lights flying over Phoenix, Arizona. I didn't see any jets scrambled out to go find out what those were.
Well, there are a lot of cases there were, though. And,
that's true.
there's
And what are they saying?
no
there's
explanation.
nothing
Yeah.
They're not saying anything.
Yeah.
They're not saying anything.
Yeah.
So when the government says nothing, they're saying a whole lot.
Yeah. What in that NSA? Who gave us that NSA? It was Jamie, right? That sent us that NSA document for decoding extraterrestrial code or something like that. It was like 11 pages long.
Yes, that was crazy and all kind of mathematic.
And you
like,
have no
what?
knowledge. No, come on.
Yeah. How do you have a decoding
That was
manual?
NASA. It was NASA, wasn't it?
It was NSA, wasn't it? I thought it was an NSA document.
I'm pretty sure it was
didn't say?
NASA.
Was it? Okay.
Even
Anyway.
so, why would you have a decoding document if there's nothing to decode?
Yeah. Exactly.
We need to decode these messages. What messages?
It was
We're not
probably
getting
some
messages.
bureaucracy that, hey, we've got some extra tax dollars to spend. Come up with a formula. I'll give you.
Sergeant Bill really
$2 million.
screwed up this week. Let's see. Let's have him make up a decoding book for.
That's your job, Sergeant.
The toothbrush gag scrubbing the toilets is getting old.
Yeah, that's right. Decode this. You got 6 weeks.
And speaking of disclosure, we had an inside leak, Truth Theorem Radio, of the actual meeting that took place in order to figure out what to say to the American public with the disclosure petition.
Oh this was a leaked deal. Let's go ahead. And,
We were able to sneak a microphone.
Yeah, that was
in on the meeting.
We had a Truth Theorem insider in there
right.
with a secret microphone. Let's
This
hear
is a
it.
scoop.
I don't know what this disclosure. I don't know why they even bother ringing the I only hear. Why don't you just give it to somebody else to do it? Why is it always us that have to do it?
The Director of Science and Technology Policy brings this emergency White House meeting to order. Quiet down, everybody. Quiet down. Thank you all for coming. This disclosure petition fiasco has been dumped on our desk. Anybody got any ideas?
Which version of the truth are we going to be using this time? I can't remember.
Well, the truth is, the official story's above our pay grade.
Hell, it's above the president's pay grade.
Oh, that's
I don't even want to get involved in this. This is just too much.
This is horrible.
Why don't we
This
pass
is going
to
to be
somebody
so.
else?
Nobody's
Is there
going to
anything
believe
else
what
we
we
can
say
do?
anyway.
I know we need a distraction.
Yeah, distraction. I like
Distraction, good idea.
What about that feline flu we developed last year?
You know we already vetoed Project Pussy Flu.
Yeah, the name was horrible anyway. Should we fire up HARP?
No, we can't afford another earthquake in the wrong part of the world.
I don't like
How about we mess with the economy?
that's already
control.
No, we're not.
Hey, are you guys thinking what I'm thinking?
You know we're all banned from the Vulcan porn website now.
I knew we shouldn't have done that.
No, what I'm thinking, we need to get Phil to do it.
What? Isn't Phil the janitor?
Yeah, but he handled that 9/11 thing pretty good.
Hey, Phil!
Si, senor.
Hey, Phil, what do you know about UFOs?
Nothing?
Perfect. Hey, that's going to work. Hey, we need you to write something for us. We'll find someone else to clean up.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to work.
This is they're going to buy this.
He has a nice ass.
Some people say there's a lot of truth in fiction. In this case, I don't know. I might tend to agree. There might be just a little microscopic little piece of truth in
Just
there
a little
somewhere.
bit.
Yeah.
How much truth to leak out to the public? How much can we take?
Their secrets, man, are so deep they could fill a bottomless hole forever. You know what I know?
Oh, I don't even try.
Do
to
I know what you know?
I don't know. We interviewed a guy that had a bottomless hole.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we did. Let's Richard Dietermeyer. Let's play that there, Dale.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Truth Theorem Radio.
Hey, we got a great show lined up for today.
Really interesting. This guy, Richard Dietermeyer, has found a hole in his backyard.
It's a bottomless hole.
It's a bottomless hole?
It's bottomless. I know.
How do you know it's bottomless?
I threw a rock down there and it's bottomless.
Have you measured it?
No. I'm gonna get a measuring tape right now. I'll prove it.
What?
Did he
just
leave?
left the interview.
Oh my gosh, Warren, we have got to find some other people to interview.
We are scraping the bottom.
Oh, we have got to find some new topics. On our website, isn't there a place where people can write suggestions for new shows?
Yeah, they
topics?
could just send it to comments at truththeoremradio.com.
I got the tape.
All right.
I got the
tape. Where's the bottom?
Well, it's only 12 feet.
12 feet? What? Where do we find these guys? I don't know. God, let's go to a commercial.
I found that guy quite credible. He reminded me of somebody.
It's a bottomless 12-foot hole.
That is strange phenomena.
It's very strange. We have talked to quite a few strange people on this show.
We have
not strange people, but strange topics.
There have been a couple strange people, though.
Yes, well,
absolutely,
not excluding ourselves.
No stranger than us.
Stranger
for sure.
than us.
That's true.
You know what's stranger than anything? I think is basically our psychic ability.
Oh yeah,
that some of
I
us
don't think
have,
it's
or that
strange
we
at all.
all
I think
have,
it's
or-
very natural.
Do you?
Yes.
You know, I have heard that animals basically use their psychic sense completely all the time. It's,
Sure.
it's an all the time
Kind of an
thing.
instinctive thing, yeah. Mhm.
I wonder when you see a flock of birds and they fly in that huge formation and they look like a school of fish in the ocean, and how they all fly in unison. They don't touch each other, yet they're just millimeters from each other.
Mhm.
And you know, they say that they're watching each other's body language, and that's how they follow. But I can't believe that there's not some kind of intuitive psychic.
Really?
I think so. I think they're all in tune together, like the
Yeah.
Borg or something. You know, one mind as they all fly together.
I was driving down the road the other day, and I drove by the power lines,
Mhm.
and God, there must have been 4,000 birds
wow.
all clumped together.
So cool,
I
huh?
thought, man, the damn poles are gonna break,
Yeah.
or the lines are gonna come down,
And they're
or
all just
something.
waiting to poop on your car. You drive under. One time I had my Jeep, I took the top off, and I'm driving on the freeway, and I go in an underpass, and for some reason, I don't know if it's pigeons or whatever, a big pile of soft, squishy poop or nest or whatever hit me square in the face.
Nice.
At, about 70 miles an hour.
Where was your psychic ability then?
Exactly. It was
Step
very
to
well
the
timed.
right. Yeah.
You know, he was very good.
Have you ever had those moments though, where you just felt like, oh, I should do this or whatever, and you did it, and it's like,
I think the most common psychic thing that each of us experience is like the phone call thing. When the phone call, when the phone rings, and you know who it is.
I think
before you
the
pick it
most
up.
common one is the one that went, oh man, I knew I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that was the after fact.
Yes.
Yeah. After
Yes. That was confirmed. I am psychic. I
Yes.
knew I should not have done that.
Well, okay. How about
Now
this?
I know.
How about this? Now I know you can relate to this because I've seen you do it. You get ready to leave the studio or home or whatever, and you're going to walk out the door, and you stop and you go, "What am I forgetting? Am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something.
I don't think
feel like I'm forgetting
Alzheimer's
something."
falls under psychic
Yeah, I feel like I'm
abilities.
forgetting something. What is it? And then you ignore it, and you get halfway down the road, and you go, "Oh man, I forgot my wallet. Oh
That's
crap," or
what it
whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we all kind of maybe have that, and we just maybe don't pay attention to it
Yeah.
or aren't open to it at all times. Or
Well, Scarlett Ray talked about that, and she talked about when you do have those little nuggets of intuition and they turn out to be correct, you praise the intuition part of you,
recognize them,
and go, "Oh, that was
gives them
awesome. That was
power,
great."
I
Yeah,
guess.
and,
You know, the one that eludes me is when family members and friends drop dead, and you're like, God, I didn't have a clue. Gosh, I keep thinking, can I be a little more in tune? it's my mother or a family member or whatever, and you're like, how come I didn't know? Oh, when my mother passed away, my sister called me, and it had been hours after the fact when my sister called me, and I thought, my mother passed away 2 hours ago, and I was vacuuming the floor and doing janitor work at my job. I didn't have any weird feelings. My mother didn't appear to me. I didn't have a chill down my spine, and I'm the closest child to my mother of her 5 children, and I'm very attached to my mother. I mean, I love her, like any son loves his mother. But I didn't have any of those experiences. Why not?
You're not enlightened enough.
I'm not enlightened.
That's me. You don't believe in life after death, so there you go.
Well,
you don't believe it can happen.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there
You
go.
couldn't
Done.
have that because
Done.
your
Be
programming is
conflict
exactly
and,
opposite
your
of
belief
that.
system,
That
for sure.
goes right into what you said before, Warren. That do non-religious people have spiritual experiences with ghosts and things like that?
I think they do all the time, and I think that's a lot of those things is what drives people to God.
They have a spiritual experience,
yes,
and so
absolutely.
Yeah. I think I've said it before. I may not believe in a life after death, and don't believe in God in the same way other people may, but I believe in the power of prayer. And someone may say, "Hey, well, you're just doing that positive."
Scarlett did too. We
Yeah.
talked about that a little bit with her.
So did Kirby.
But that's just because of my own personal experience. I get frustrated. I get up against a wall and a problem or whatever happening in your life, and you just start saying, "Okay, God, whoever you are, whatever there is out there, help me. I'm screwed. I'm up against a wall," and you start to feel better. Now I don't know if that's just because you let it all out. If there's
Could
some
be.
kind of I don't know.
Venting, maybe.
Yeah,
could be.
So it's,
something to that.
It's the process.
My wife does it all the time. She comes
Vents?
home today at work, blah blah blah, and I'm like, and whenever I try and offer a solution or my condolence, she doesn't want that.
You
She
never
just-
know. They
she
get
just
pissed off
wants
if you
to
don't
vent.
say anything.
Oh wow!
I just want you to listen.
Have you guys
okay, and
not
then you just
read that
listen,
Men
and
Are
then you
From
don't
Mars?
say anything, and they get pissed off.
Why aren't you saying anything? Why don't you support me?
Oh man, come on.
Have you not read the Men Are From Mars, Women Are Venus thing? Oh my gosh!
No, I have not.
That book, that's what it exactly says. Because men, when we hear someone talk, if I come to you and say, I really hate my job, my boss is the biggest asshole I've ever met, your first inclination is to tell me, hey man, let me tell you about another job, or let me help you find another job. Get out of that job. It really sucks. Right? Women, it's exactly the opposite.
Yes.
They are telling you how much they hate their job, and they don't want you to have any solution. Shut the hell up and just listen.
Yes.
And that's all they're asking for.
Yeah.
And when we try to give them a solution, we go, you need to get out of that job. Well, just shut up. What are you talking about?
That's hard for me because I'm a problem solver
Men
type
are,
guy.
by nature.
I'm just I want to fix stuff.
And, well, the other thing is most men don't tell other men a problem that they have unless they're looking for a solution.
Exactly.
I
yeah.
wouldn't come to you and say, oh gosh, this is so hard. I can't figure out what to do unless I need some help.
Right.
But women, that it's not that
That's
way.
not the case. Yeah.
They want to give it all day diary.
Yeah.
This is my life. It's 6. I woke up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be fun to be psychic, though, wouldn't it?
I think
Could
so.
be.
And really, wouldn't it be fun to have if you were say like a ghost hunter, wouldn't it be fun to have a psychic on your ghost hunting team?
I think they
It
should.
could be
Kind of a cool
It could
tool,
be. I think
wouldn't
it
it?
would depend on how you
didn't
use
rely,
it.
If you didn't rely really heavily on it, and it was just kind of a tool in your tool bag, like your
Yes.
EMF meter or your thermometer or whatever else.
I think they should rely heavily on it. I think that if you are already on board with the idea that there are ghost entities living, or maybe not living, but spirits that are communicating with us, and then having a psychic is not that big of a stretch.
Right.
So pull the psychic in there, and if you're on board with the life after death, then pull the psychic in and use her to her fullest ability, or him.
Yeah. And we talked with a ghost hunting group that just did just that.
Region 7.
Region 7. We got a clip from that here, Dell. Let's play that.
From TJ.
And it's funny because I have Anisha on the team. I mean, she's, the medium, the psychic, and, practices Reiki. And she knows that I'm kind of a skeptic on all this, but yet, we picked up things that, she knows what it, tells me what it is, but on the
So
flip
you
side, I'm
you
not-
actually have a psychic medium on your team?
Yep.
That's
she actually used to
interesting.
work with us, our daytime job.
Interesting. So how does she explain being able to do? Is this like a form of remote viewing, or is she seeing this psychically through entity, or how's this out of body experience, or?
I think the way she, I listened to her actually do it, and it's almost as like she presently there, as if she's walking room to room.
Okay.
So let's just say I see a fireplace, or there's a a kitchen off to my right. She's never been to my house, and she actually tell me because there was something that went on here at one time. Was okay. You're in a room. She goes. It's very rustic. I call it the Adirondack room. I got the commissioner, but she told me exactly what this room, and she's never been here.
Nice.
Interesting.
So does she go out in the field with you?
She hasn't on any of the ones that we've done. We have her planned for some future ones, but everything's been done remotely with her.
She's a witch! Burn her! Burn her! She's a witch!
Oh, that's so rough.
Exactly.
No, I think it's cool when you can
Wow.
use a psychic when you're a ghost investigating group to verify information. I think it has to be very tightly controlled, though.
No,
And
sure.
No information to the psychic.
Are
You
you-
know,
Man, I don't know what I would do if I'm on a psychic investigation and I've got my psychic investigator pal on the line, and she's describing the room to me.
They're right behind you.
That would just freak me out. What?
Mm-hmm.
What more verification do you need in a psychic ability? I mean, me personally, if I had the phone in my hand and she's saying this is the Adirondack room, and what?
Yeah,
that would just freak me out.
That's cool.
I'd be a believer.
Me too.
More so. I think psychic.
She's a witch!
She's a
Burn her! Burn her!
That was worse.
Man.
Hey,
there's only so many psychics. Knock it off, dude.
But the
Not very many witches, though.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that's true.
there's becoming more and more. More.
For sure. What about strong witches?
Yeah, how many strong witches are there?
There's not very many strong
I
witches.
think there's a society of them.
There are.
I think
It's
there's-
called the
There's about
Strong Witch Society.
what, like 11 or something?
Or 9, I thought.
Oh, really?
What's that?
9.
9? Is that what it was?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes, only 9. And the strong witches, they're witches that have the.
Rob is one, by the way.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
I'm trying to work my way in.
Oh
They,
yeah, no, this isn't a club you can buy dues into. It's
Really?
it's blood right. Yes.
Yeah.
Man,
Unfortunately,
I'm not donating to find out. So. Get it. No, I really enjoyed talking to
Din.
Din.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was.
That was a great story.
It is, and
His book was very entertaining, I thought.
Yeah.
he's got a second book coming out, so
And
we're gonna
informative.
Yes,
yeah.
we need to have him back on the show.
I would like to have him back on the show. Yeah, that was a great interview for sure. You know what else was a great interview?
Who?
The chemtrail kook guy. That was our number one downloaded show for quite a while.
quite a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know why? Because this guy has the name Kook, but when you hear him talk, you're like, well, I believe him.
but chemtrails is a very fascinating topic. Now
I don't think so. I'm not as fascinated.
You're still
by
not
them.
on board with that.
I'm not on board with chemtrails. No.
Well, the problem with that is if you go online and Google chemtrails, you can find all kinds of pictures that look, wow, it's obvious that there's somebody who's laying a path of smoke across the sky. But then you have to think, well, is that a doctored picture? Is it photoshopped? I don't know.
Right.
So my own personal eyes, I have never seen any patterns in the sky that I
Holy
would
cow.
say, oh, look, except for maybe for crop dusting.
Well, I've seen a couple of crossed lines and some weird
Oh
things like
man,
that.
Jason, a couple months ago, I was on lunch taking a break, and I looked up in the sky, and there was nothing but chemtrail or contrails everywhere.
There was
And I-
probably 8, 10,
There's
12
more than
maybe.
Did you make a pattern?
Oh, you could just see where they
Definable
went. No,
ones,
it
yeah.
was a lot, yeah. And they were flying over. And I think it's just weather conditions and the moisture from the airplane.
Could be.
Could
Well,
be.
let's hear what the chemtrail kook had to say.
And what we're talking about is jet airplanes that are flying high in the atmosphere, leaving trails of what?
Well, primarily has been reported, and this is scientific data. People have taken not only air samples but soil samples and snowpack samples, and the primary signature of chemtrails are aluminum salts. They're like aluminum dioxide or some version of very small particles of aluminum, either nano-aluminum. Also barium and strontium. Those are the primary.
So what kind of levels are we talking about as far as compared to what would be normally found?
Well, aluminum is not naturally occurring. I mean, yeah, it's in the soil and so forth, and you can mine it, but it's not in the atmosphere. I mean, it's not out in the.
So you shouldn't find it in a pond. You
No.
shouldn't. Oh, okay.
No, so they're seeing all kinds of increases in aluminum concentrations in water supplies, in soil samples. It's affecting salinity, soil salinity, etc. So, the science.
How do
is there.
these chemicals affect the planet and us as individuals?
Well, the debate. There's certainly a debate about that subject. I firmly believe that it's greatly responsible for a number of medical incidences that have increased, such as Alzheimer's. One of the signatures of Alzheimer's is having aluminum concentrations up in the brain, and that forms these plaques and so forth. Yeah.
Yes, he's psychic too, because I was all prepared for you before you got on the show, and. Wow, what happened there? I was all prepared, and
Do you know what I learned about the most from the chemtrail kook guy?
Yes.
Is that when you talk about chemtrails, you have to talk like your mom's asleep in the next room.
Oh.
You have to talk very
in
quiet
hushed tones
and very monotone.
Is it reverent?
Because it's a very serious.
Man, you got that was wrong.
Well, they sound very serious, and then today on the show, his name is Chemtrail Kook.
And if you're coming from his point of view, it is a very serious issue.
No, absolutely, for sure.
I'm just not sold that it is a very serious issue.
You're not?
Mm-mm.
You're not on board?
I'm not on board.
We have to. I go back to that same question I think I raised when we had that show. How many times do they have to do it for it to be an issue? Just once? Did just one jet fly over the United States and drop aluminum oxide into the atmosphere just once for us to go, no, don't be doing that?
Yeah.
I mean, has it happened once, twice, 500,000 times? I don't know. I have no idea.
We got another clip here. Go ahead and play that, Deb.
Oh.
So it kind of goes along with the Georgia Guidestone kind of motif.
Right.
You think that's probably
Controlled
why?
population?
Yeah, that's what I believe. There's some fringe theories out there that talk about, okay, if you can induce aluminum into the body, then you actually make the body more conductive, and you can do things like mind control, or things
Well,
like that.
I heard that we talked about fluoride and chlorine and things like that. I heard that's what they kind of gave the Nazis in the concentration camps to dumb them down a little bit.
Oh yeah,
same kind of deal then, right?
Yeah, psych wards.
Wow. So they're not making us super geniuses. That's
no,
good.
absolutely not. They want us
Man.
to be compliant little sheeple with our heads in the sand.
Look at the honeybees. The honeybees have been dying off like crazy, and people can't explain why.
I was going to get to that. Yeah, a lot of people
Is there
have
a connection?
correlated
Is there?
the honeybees and the fish and birds that are dying in numbers.
Yeah, I think
to
I
that.
think there is. I mean, you constantly assault the environment, and it's going to be it'll be an incremental change.
Well, I this always leads me to the same question. Now that we're aware, I know the three of us are aware. What do we do about it? Where do we go from here?
I don't know. Where do we go?
Why do we always cut off when I'm talking?
Because
that's typically how we do it. I don't
That's
know.
not right.
You're not the one editing the
I'm not
chemtrail.
I think we all need. People would listen to us better if we all started talking like that.
Do you think
I don't believe so.
Do you think it's more central?
That's the way most shows are. It's very boring and monotone and matter-factual, and we try to strive to not go in that direction as much as we possibly can.
I think you need to stop talking like that.
Yeah, that's scaring me, man. going to be an episode of Dexter.
So I don't know. The chemtrail thing, he was a great guest. He was very knowledgeable.
Yes,
and he was a very experienced pilot, apparently, and had lots of airtime and knows firsthand from an airplane what it looks like and how things operate and the mechanics of it and the logistics
I believe
of it.
that he believes, and that's
Yes. I do
that's a
believe
common
that.
thread.
Yeah.
I think for most of our guests, I believe that they believe.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree. Yeah, and some of the things he's saying, like Rob says, even if they've only done it once or twice or a dozen times, whatever, is that okay?
Yeah, and if they're spraying stuff to make us smarter, is that what you were implying in that clip? That they were spraying some kind of chemical to make us smarter?
No,
to dumb us down.
Oh, to dumb us down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has I'm ADD. It has a reversed effect on me.
Like Hitler. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
No, I think that there's a lot of misidentification in chemtrails.
Well, and UFOs and then ghosts and then everything we've talked about for sure.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You know, when we were talking about MUFON, I had seen something on YouTube where the MUFON had investigated a UFO sighting in Mexico, and I loved watching the clip because they just showed the information that MUFON got from the two little guys who were saying, this is what we took with our telephone camera. And I was like right on board. Wow, that's cool. Because he's like, I was talking on the phone and I saw it and all of a sudden I just took a picture and there it is. And I was like, wow, that looks like a good picture. And everybody was like, it's true. It's true. This guy's a really credible guy. He's a good kid. Everybody loves him. And then the MUFON investigators came in and just blew it all out of the water. Well, we had it pixelated, and look, they put this in after, and I thought that is beautiful.
Cool.
They weren't just like, yes, it's another sighting, just another notch on our belt. They were really investigating.
They have a pretty strict set of guidelines,
love
and
it.
you have to pass tests and stuff to be a member.
Yeah.
There's a book you got to get, and
it's like the medical society. Anybody can say anything about what they do in the medical world, right?
Right.
But if it doesn't come out in the journal, then it's not right.
Yeah.
So if
Right.
MUFON comes out and says this is a credible sighting,
right?
I'm paying attention.
Right. It's just like us for a radio show. I mean, we have to go through countless hours of schooling, and we have to get all these credentials, and we have to be.
I didn't sign up for those classes.
No, did you pick up my credentials at Kinko's? Are they done? I had business cards, mates. Yes. Hours and hours of research, endless hours of research in the library.
Or editing.
Or editing.
Or editing.
All right.
We can make ourselves smell real
Let's
small.
see more strange phenomena here.
We have a surprise.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And today we have a special guest. My boy Eric is here to tell us about a new planet they have discovered.
A nude planet?
A nude planet?
New.
Oh, a new planet.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
You have an issue with putting D on the end of words that don't belong there.
You do, just like demon.
It's the nude planet is right next to the demon planet.
It is. Yep. The demon planet is nude.
Some of the demons are nude.
The demon planet is nude all day, all the time. Is that what you just said?
I think, yeah. So, family-friendly show. Back
back to your minor
back to
child
your
who
son.
was here.
Yeah, so the story here is I came home the other day, and Eric was on the NASA website.
Really?
And he was telling me about this brand new planet they discovered, and I hadn't heard about it. And I was like, well, if I haven't heard about it, maybe some other people haven't heard about it. Eric, why don't you come on the show and let us know about it? So here he is.
So, Eric, tell us about it.
Oh.
It is a new recently discovered planet called Kepler 22b.
Sweet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What's so cool about it?
Well, the thing that caught my attention is that scientists are calling it the Earth's twin.
Wow. Really?
Yep.
Wow.
So it's in the Goldilocks zone or whatever, where it's just the right temperature and all that good stuff. Cool.
Is that what they call it? The Goldilocks?
Goldilocks.
That's the official term. Yep.
Really?
That's horrible.
Huh. It doesn't sound very scientific.
It just sounds like you're trying to attract little kids there.
Yeah.
Or something. Come to Goldilocks. It's warm.
That's an official term. I
That's
swear.
crazy. So how is it similar to Earth?
Well, there's an orbit so there's a sun-like star that it orbits around.
Uh-huh.
There's water and land.
That's huge.
That is
Yes.
huge. Yeah. And it's the right temperature, obviously.
And the right temperature.
Does it have any moons?
No.
No moons.
No moons.
That could be an issue, maybe.
That could be an issue.
For
No
life.
tides.
No tides.
No tides, yeah.
And so
that's not a big deal.
I
Screw
can live without
tides.
that.
You don't
I can
need
live without
tides.
tides.
That's just
Yeah.
that's like daylight savings time. It's just more of a hassle.
Exactly.
Really, you know.
if you get stuck somewhere, though, you could just wait for the tide to come and lift you out.
That's true. That's true.
You know, and if you grew up on a planet just like Earth, but it didn't have tides, you wouldn't know the difference. you
True
lived
that.
without them all your life.
That's right.
Actually, I think they were talking about.
So now, wait a
how-
minute. Well, here's something though. How big is this planet, Eric?
It is 2.4 times
Ooh.
the radius of Earth.
So
So it's twice as big as Earth.
Yeah, the centrifugal force of the planet would probably make up for there being no moons for the tide thing, maybe.
So if there's more mass, doesn't that make more gravity?
Yeah, probably. That's a good question. Does it have the same gravity as Earth?
No, it does not.
It does not.
Well, if it's spinning real fast, how do you keep from flying off into space? I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
No. Holy
There's more
cow.
gravity than
Hey,
that.
Eric, how far away from Earth is it?
Oh, yeah. 600 light years away.
Oh, so it's a ways away.
So if I
Yeah.
got in my spaceship right now and started flying, how long would it take me?
How fast are you going?
How fast? What do you
With
got
the
in your
fastest
spaceship, man?
jet-
I can go the speed of sound.
The speed of sound. Okay.
Okay, so you're going Mach 1.
Yeah.
Mach 1. How long is it going to take me?
2 to 6 million years.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Where do you keep the
Bring
fuel
your
for something
family.
like that? Yeah, bring your whole family.
Yeah.
And a small island.
You couldn't need it.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Do you get Wi-Fi up there?
It all depends if you hit the hot spots.
There we go.
That's right, that's
I know
right.
T-Mobile doesn't reach.
I'm sure that the in-flight movie is no good either.
Yeah, probably not.
Hey,
Probably
if you
not.
bring McDonald's with you, they have free Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you
McDonald's
go.
will
Just
supply
bring
it.
a
It
McDonald's.
reminds me of the song Rocket Man. Huh?
There we go.
Elton John, kind of.
Yeah, it didn't remind me of that.
So-
at all,
It
but
didn't?
whatever.
Really? Okay.
So are these scientists, are they saying that this is proof now that we're not alone in the universe and in the world?
Hey,
There's no proof there.
Scientifically possible that other life can exist, probably, I guess, now.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes. But as us, as in civilians, we will never know if there's life on there.
True that.
That's true.
Why?
Because the
Well, it only takes
the
600.
government will not let
Oh,
loose with its
whatever.
special spacecraft that could
And
get
still,
there.
even if we sent a probe over there at the speed of light, we're not going to know for 600 years.
Oh,
That's
I'm
right.
probably not going to wait around for that.
Yeah.
I'm too
Yeah.
impatient. I like instant gratification.
That's right.
exactly.
Actually, it'd take longer than 600 years.
At the speed of light?
Yeah. Would it?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, don't ever question your father. What are you crazy?
Gosh, I'm sorry.
What do they teach you in school? My
It's going to be
gosh,
oatmeal
no.
every morning for breakfast for the next month for you.
I'm
pal.
downgrading.
Yeah.
It is now cream of wheat.
Cream of
Cream of
wheat.
wheat now.
With no
Mush.
sugar.
You get mush. That's it. Yeah.
That's right.
Right on.
Grits.
Well, Eric, thanks for coming and telling us.
Yeah,
Thank you
that,
for
that
sharing.
sounds
Awesome.
cool. Our listeners will definitely appreciate
little
that.
junior
info.
scientist.
For sure.
That's right.
Is there a website somewhere that they can go and research this on their own? Or
NASA.gov.
there you go.
NASA.gov. There it is.
Don't get no easier than that.
Yeah. And
Right on.
They're definitely going to disclose everything to us.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
appreciate
Yeah,
tomorrow.
for sure.
Appreciate their
Yeah.
honesty. Thank you.
All right. Well, let's go to a quick break and we'll come back with more here on Truth Theorem Radio.
See you in a second.
Truth Theorem Radio.
People all over the world are living their lives deprived from the truth. They are all limited to what has been taught to them by generations of people that have come and gone. Bound by these inherited beliefs and domesticated through relentless dogma, they're not aware that the real truth exists all around us in every aspect of our perceived lives. All one must do is to question all of those things that everyone else believes. Only then can we really understand that we must exist together here, and that is truth. For too long now, humanity has neglected its duties and responsibilities to evolve. We have let greed, power, hate, and fear hold us back from what we really are. And what we really are is truth. Join us here at Truth Theorem Radio, where we seek the truth, no matter where it takes us. We promise to keep our eye on the prize, which is you, a more informed and maybe a slightly more entertained listener. Keep seeking the truth with us at truththeoremradio.com.
Truth is like a box of chocolates. You never know which one's gonna make you shave your head, put on an orange robe, and beg for change at the airport.
Warning. Listening to Truth Theorem Radio continuously has been known to cause the following symptoms in California: temporary blindness, sudden weight loss, uncontrollable laughter, spontaneous flatulence, and a craving for salty foods. Please listen responsibly.
And what the hell is that smell? I could have been at a barbecue!
This is so nuts. I mean, listen to what you're saying. It's paranoid delusion. It's really sad.
And we are back.
Back. All right. Let's see. We've been through ghosts. We've been through UFOs and psychics and all kinds
There's
of
nothing else
strange
left.
phenomena.
This is
Been a very busy year.
Oh, you know what? We had kind of an exclusive interview. Nobody else has really touched this.
Yeah.
And
We have
could
a
be because Mike is completely nuts, and I'm open to that. But on the other hand, I am leaning over off the fence onto his side, saying I'm intrigued. I think it's pretty cool.
Yep.
What he's come up with.
Yep.
And we're actually going to play this episode again. Mike has discovered some 300-foot long, 540 million year old sea dragon remains.
Yeah, he calls it the Caesarea sea dragon.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't realize how significant that is twice as old as the first known dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah,
and they lived here in my backyard.
Twice as big as anything's ever lived. Yeah.
More than twice.
That's huge. 300
More than
feet
twice.
long. That's,
Exactly.
Yeah,
And I think a
a
couple of the
football
bones
field.
make my garden stones. So
it's possible.
Yeah, because your house is kind of up on the bench there, kind of close to there. So.
I'm pretty close. This was discovered. He discovered it here in the northern Utah region, and this is where there was a great big lake. Many.
Well, it was the shore of the Pacific Ocean
at one time.
At one time, yeah.
540 million years ago. That's kind of how he dated this.
That's
yeah.
it. And his story is that they were frozen here, and they died in big groups right on this little shelf, and there they remain till this day.
Yeah.
And he dug them up and says that's what they are. They are these ancient sea dragons.
And he's been working on this for like 10 years. And,
He has a lot of information.
Man, I'll tell you, he's kind of wrote the book on it all. And man, he actually came here in the studio and brought all his research, and it was
pretty
more than we could fit on a table.
Just the research,
Yeah.
just the papers. Yeah, it was unreal.
Books and books and books and books. And stuff.
We still issue the challenge to anybody who's in this field. Paleontology.
Prove him wrong.
Prove him wrong.
But prove him wrong. Don't just look at it and go, yeah, no.
Because holy crypto. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crypto of all cryptos.
Take
right
a look
there,
at what
for
he's
sure.
got and prove him wrong. And we would love to have you on the show and say, this is why he's wrong. A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Because from what I understand right now, the only reason he's wrong is because his discovery does not fit inside of the box.
Right, exactly. Right.
That the paleontologist and the scientific community have made.
Yeah, that's not in any.
And we don't
history
like
book.
boxes.
Yeah,
Boxes are bad.
Yeah.
There's no box.
So if you missed that episode, they're going to replay it again on Inception next Saturday night. So
that's right. What day
And
is
you
that?
should
Stay
listen to
tuned.
it because
that'll be New Year's Eve.
Oh,
right?
he's
Is it New Year's Eve?
fascinating.
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
Everybody will hear it
yeah,
then.
get on there. I'll see if I can even get him in the chat room, maybe, and you can ask him some questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see, what other crypto? Let's see, Bigfoot, I guess, is the big crypto.
He's my favorite.
He's a lot of people's favorite. Yeah.
I love this. I just hope they don't find him.
Bigfoot.
Really?
We have talked to so many people lately, and because we're actually talking to people who are doing the research, the actual guys, so we're not watching it after the fact 6 months later. So the stuff we're hearing right now is like, oh my gosh, they're going to find him, and I don't want them to find him.
Have you guys been into Bigfoot for a long time? Have you?
Yeah, I just dabbled in it, you know.
Well,
because everybody's heard of Bigfoot, obviously, and kind of has a rough idea what everybody thinks it's supposed to be. Okay, but I was right there with everybody. I'd never really realized how big it, like Loch Ness Monster, same type of thing. Maybe it was one kind of random circumstance somewhere at some point, but. I watched a show on, I believe it was a History Channel, some Bigfoot show. And I was astonished to know that there was that many sightings and that much evidence out there. I thought this was a couple little random occurrences. And no, this is as big as UFOs, really. Yeah, it's huge.
And he's been seen for a long time, for hundreds of years in recorded history. People have written about some kind of big ape man type kind of creature.
Sure.
So I'm on board. I think he exists, and I would like to run into one of Bigfoot.
And then so is the Bigfoot the same as the Yeti? Is that?
I think so.
I think it is.
They're just in different regions, right?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Exactly.
And what about the Dog Man thing? As you've heard it, we talked to Ben Peevler. Oh, I guess I call him Pevler. Sorry, Ben. Ben Peevler here a while back, and he's a Bigfoot researcher with NEAR, and we've got a little clip from him on the Dog Man there, Dale.
Well, it's very not very typical Sasquatch Bigfoot behavior.
Yeah.
No, that's why I've discussed this with Bart, and we believe that Dogman is a completely different species of Bigfoot. A lot of people says no, it's a Bigfoot just with a muzzle. No, because I don't believe the Sasquatch means us any harm. Matter of fact, I think they're friendly, but these Dogmen, they're not.
More aggressive.
Wow.
That was, I've never even heard of that until that show.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Dogman werewolf. How come we're not saying werewolf?
I guess it looks just like a Bigfoot. It just kind of has a
dog
snout kind of on it.
So,
I guess.
yeah, werewolf.
yeah.
Looks like a human, but kind of a dog.
Is it German Shepherd man, or is it Labrador Retriever man? What kind of dog are we talking about?
Is there some weird government thing or somebody that's out in the middle of nowhere doing weird experiments on combining genetics and doing all that? Do you think that's going on? I kind of wonder if that went on back like in Egyptian times and stuff, because you get a lot of weird petroglyphs and whatever.
Going back to the whole ancient
half
thing.
Animal, half man type things.
That's a theory that would hold water for me. I wouldn't doubt it. But then again, where are the bodies?
All this kind of stuff. You think, is that possible? It couldn't be. Do you remember back when people thought it was impossible that they had brain surgery back in the ancient man times, and then they find these skulls that have perfect little cuts into their skulls where they had brain surgery, and it was successful, and the patient survived back in Pharaoh's time.
How do they know that the patient survived?
Because the bone grew over the surgical.
I guess that would be a good indicator.
Yeah, and you're like, what? And you think there's no way, because when you watch the old movies, They don't look that technologically advanced.
The only time I heard about the Egyptians doing brain surgery is when they were dead and they took it out through the nose. That's it.
Yeah. You know, preserve that in a jar somewhere. And, you know, ugh.
The fascinating one for me was watching an Ancient Aliens or one of those damn shows on history, and they found evidence of an atomic blast way back, you know, several thousand years ago that actually like crystallized the stone, and that was like the only known way of doing that.
Well, couldn't that be a meteor?
It could be, but there's no evidence of a meteor blast around.
Well, you know, that's the theory. There was, I don't even remember where it was at, but hundreds of miles of trees were flattened.
In Russia.
Well, it was in Russia.
Yeah.
And that's what they're thinking is a meteor came in and exploded above ground and just, I mean, could it be the same thing?
I think it's UFOs, man.
I think it's
UFOs.
fairies.
It's UFOs, man. You got to think there's
like
UFOs cruising around doing crop circles. They're gutting cows and drinking their blood, you know, and maybe the cow blood's like an acid trip for aliens, man. They're just cruising around and they're seeing stuff and they're drawing designs in the crop fields and stuff, and they're no.
Do you know what's really bizarre? You know, as long as we're on the bizarre topic. Do you know there are lakes, and I know it's in some obscure country somewhere because I've read about these things, and I'm sure other people will know more about it, but there's these lakes that once in a while this trapped gas in the bottom of the lake will escape, and it's a very poisonous gas, and that people around the lake and animals and everything just die instantly, and all you'll see is like boop, 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 and then that's it. You're done. You know, Mother Nature is a
bitch.
Amazing.
She is a bitch. She's an amazing bitch, but she's a bitch.
She has her way, and I think. But I think that
she's not as big a bitch though as whoever the hell's doing these cattle mutilations and stuff.
Oh,
you know?
is that the creepiest? Weirdest?
That is weird.
Creepy. Some of them are very odd too. The lack of blood and the surgical precision. Ben had a little experience with that. We got that clip too there, Dale.
Oh, that's really creepy. Let's hear
the pig.
And we got to looking at how it had been cut. And we had cattle, and we butchered them. I know what cuts look like, animals with a knife. Whatever had cut this pig was precision. I mean, it did not look like any kind of blade cut I've ever seen in my life. It was cut straight down this pig, and like I said, it was drained of any blood. You know, and there was no traces of blood on the ground around it. No traces of blood anywhere. What's weird?
What was it? I'm sorry. What was the circle like? You said there was a circle. Is it just like grass pressed down circle, or is it a burn, or?
Well, it was just like grass pressed down flat. I mean, you know, just laid out flat. And you know, and this cut on this pig was just. I've never seen nothing like it. I mean, even the sharpest knife I've ever used never made a cut that clean.
Creepy, man. That's always creepy to me.
And there's all kinds of horse and lots of cattle mutilations that fit that topic. That kind of organs missing, eyeballs missing, anus removed, surgical like laser precision removed, no blood anywhere to be found. That's just weird to me.
How much time are you going to spend at a mutilated pig site when you're all alone out in the middle of nowhere?
Not too much time.
You know, I mean, he had a lot of detail.
Unless you have a 50 cal. If you have a 50 cal, it's okay.
And the 44 mag was helpful.
A crazy
as well.
cousin.
Yeah, he was safe. Nothing to worry about. Absolutely nothing.
So,
to worry about.
What kind of assumptions can we make? We'd have to assume that it's not humans because humans are too clumsy and we leave blood and we leave tracks and prints and everything else. So, we jump to the next conclusion that it's some kind of extraterrestrial visitation and they're carving up our pigs for some reason.
Yeah, but I'm not so sure that that's why we jumped there. I think we jumped there because of the circumstances of the mutilation, not because we can't explain it.
Right. And some people say it's government. The government's doing it.
Yeah, but that's a lot. They can just
Can't they
drive
just get their own cows?
They can go to
why
any
are they
feedlot
bringing
and just-
them back? What are they?
Yeah, why do they leave it? They just take it, wouldn't they?
Yeah, the FDA just come out and just hook one of your cows and just drag it off somewhere. They don't, they're not. It's not. They don't have to go to all that trouble.
Yeah, so I don't buy the government thing. Really.
Yeah,
so.
and it would just creep me out if I saw this personally, and they took it quite well. But then,
because they're not the pig.
Yeah.
And it kind of, goes sort of hand in hand with the abduction stories and stuff a little bit, and
I think that pig got a little more than probed.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of Have there ever been any instances of anybody being abducted and then left mutilated?
I don't
Humans?
think so. None that I've heard of.
Humans left bloodless in that way?
That must mean that they don't like our blood.
What if,
our
I
blood's
know
no
I'm
good.
stretching, but this is the fad. What if this bloodless mutilation stuff is like vampirism?
No, here it is. Here's what it is. They don't like our blood because, see, our government's looking out for us, and they're putting aluminum and barium up in the atmosphere, tainting our blood so the
what
aliens
if that
don't
whole
like it.
chemtrail thing is real and they're doing it for us?
Yeah, it's
Wouldn't
protecting
that be
us.
crazy if the vampires are taking over and they're helping us? But it has to be like silver oxide. They're like spraying it in the atmosphere
With garlic.
They're saving us, and we don't even know it.
Garlic and little crucifixes fall from the sky.
Oh, and once in a while they get a pig, and they drain him of all his blood, split him open. Oh man,
lame.
Who knows? Who knows what horrors are just inches away from us?
Oh, I know. And just
don't know.
the oceans. I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface on the ocean.
No.
Really. There's all kinds of stuff down there we don't know about.
Oh gosh, that terrifies me. The things that are down there.
Why?
The monster. Have you ever heard of the giant squid?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that thing.
Now, I agree with you. It's creepy.
Yeah.
But again, how is that going to change your Saturday? It's already there.
Yeah.
Oh, true. It's not affecting me.
It changes your
Personally.
belief system a little
Right.
bit.
Well, it brings you greater awareness.
Sure.
But so
broadens your awareness.
I mean,
a
it's
little
cool. I think we should look into it and find out. But
Yeah, I just watched that movie Hotel Rwanda.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I heard you watch all these Rwandans, like 1 million people are killed.
Mm-hmm.
And when it was happening, I don't really remember hearing too much about it on TV or in the news or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if you're not involved in a reality that's happening somewhere else,
Mm-hmm.
does that mean that it's not real? I mean,
No.
these
it's pretty real.
These
Pretty
pig
real.
mutilations, these abductions, these things are happening to people. These are real events. These are real things. This Sasquatch is a real
people
thing.
treat it like the starving children in Africa,
Like it's-
or the abuse pet thing,
Change the
just
channel and
donate.
it's not there.
Change the
Uh-huh.
channel. It's
Yeah.
not real. It's not
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But they're happening to these people. So, wow.
Does it have implications for us?
I think so.
I think so too.
Oh,
Really,
yeah.
even if it does only change our belief system,
Mhm.
it makes us feel a little bit smaller in the world. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I think it brings a greater understanding.
Right. That we're part of something a lot greater. Our limited understanding, what we thought was the truth when we started this trip, it was a lot smaller than
my whole-
it's
yeah.
going to be when we're done.
Exactly.
Well, even just
So-
doing the show.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
for the last year, my outlook and opinion of things have changed dramatically.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And I hope
Oh,
I hope we've opened our listeners' eyes to a few things too.
Oh, we hope so, because our ignorance is your bliss.
Absolutely.
So
There's a lot of bliss out there.
because we get a lot of ignorance to share.
And remember, Bigfoot is watching.
He's watching you through your window right now.
Speaking of Bigfoot, how about the proof of evidence?
Oh yeah, there's a
I can't
conference that's going on. It just happens to be down here in St. George, somewhere not too far from us.
This is going to be too cool.
And we're kind of
Wow.
invited to go to it and cover the event and interview some of the Bigfoot folk.
And if you're not around Utah, do not fret.
scope the evidence. Yeah, because you can't go anyway.
That's right.
This
Not
is a
open to the
closed
public.
event, but
You can watch it.
it will be televised live
It will be
on
streamed.
the internet.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, am I exaggerating? But I got the impression that they're going to release some information that no one's ever heard, seen
Yes.
before.
That is what he said.
and we're
yes.
going to wipe away doubt.
There's surprise guests that he's going to wait
yeah.
till the last minute in spring, and
there's going to be a big round
You know,
table.
that's why
he's talking like 200-300 foot castings and stuff. You know, hair evidence, blood evidence,
DNA
scat,
evidence.
DNA.
Yeah. But that's what I said before. I don't know. I want to know. I like Bigfoot being Bigfoot out there, and I don't want to know him.
Yeah,
it's all good.
He's
I'm
like-
down.
yeah.
Billy
I'm
the
down.
Kid.
Yeah, and this is going to happen
He is
on
the Billy Kid of paranormal cryptozoological creatures.
Yes, very elusive. This is going to happen on February the 25th.
Yeah.
And it like you said, it's going to be streamed on the internet at the-falconproject.com.
Yeah.
And originally they were going to charge everybody $23 if you bought it, then
Whatever it
12 or
was,
something.
yeah.
Now, it is going to be absolutely
It's
free.
Yep. He's gonna
Holy cow.
Have a little bit of advertising to pay for it, and so all this is free for the whole world to see.
Yeah. You can go to truththeoremradio.com, and there's a big link right on the homepage. Click that.
Have we
and you
been
can
we've
get-
been invited?
Yes.
And we're going to go. So we're going to do
go
like a
and cover it.
and cover the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully we
Right
can do
on.
it live and stream it right on Inception. It's a Saturday, so right before
Sweet.
Future Theater, I think we can squeeze it in. I think so.
Maybe.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
All good things got to come to an end. We got to catch him.
Oh,
We got to prove it. We got to get to the truth, man.
Run, Sasquatch, run!
You know what else is coming to an end?
What?
Season 1, guys.
This is it.
It's wrapped up. We're coming to the end of it.
Done deal.
Very
For sure.
sad.
I really want to thank Inception Radio for
for
getting
sure.
us as far as we have, because it's been great.
Yeah, thanks for letting us be on your network.
Yeah.
It's been really great.
Yeah, Inception Radio has been fantastic for us, and we're happy to be part of it. Jamie, great guy. We interviewed him. In fact, we got one last clip here from Jamie. You want to play that, Dale?
You know, it's just been doing really good lately, and I'm just I couldn't have actually I always say this, I couldn't have gone out and actually found better people. If I would have went out and interviewed people, you know, for jobs and paid them, I couldn't have found better people that are volunteering their time on the network to produce, to help out, to help build the network and help spread it. It's just been a great thing, and we have amazing shows, some big names, some shows that are up and coming, and I'm so proud to say that, you know, every night on TalkStream Live, which measures smartphone apps and Shoutcast listeners, we compete against Coast to Coast, and all you have to do is go to TalkStreamLive.com any night, and you'll see us either ahead of them or right behind them in second place, which is just amazing to me.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, we've Inception Radio has really come a long ways.
And they're a little baby network, and like you said, they're competing with Coast to Coast
All
on
the big
the
names.
internet.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Art Bell and all those. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
right up there on TalkStream Live for
That's
sure.
great. But they've got really good shows too. They've got a great lineup of shows.
Absolutely, yeah. We interviewed Race Hobbs. He has his show on there, Eyewitness Radio,
And that's MUFON
that's
sponsored.
a MUFON, yeah, kind of a UFO eyewitness site thing.
And Project White Paper.
Project White Paper as well. That's another kind of UFO-y type thing.
With Chase. And there's Future Theater.
Future Theater, yeah, with the Burnses.
Bill
yeah,
and Nancy Burns.
Great show, and they're always number one on TalkStream Live on Saturday night.
Yeah, they just packed that
great
place.
show, yeah, for sure.
And they've got Ping Radio.
Right.
That's awesome. And Jamie's show, Inception.
Right. So there's links to Inception Radio on our website. They're at InceptionRadioNetwork.com, and they're also on our site at TruthTheoremRadio.com.
That's right.
And next year, season 2, starting the 4th of January, we will be going live on the Inception Radio Network on a new night. We are going to be on Wednesday nights.
Wednesday nights!
5 to 7 our time. It'll
Mountain.
be 7 to 9 Eastern if you're on the East Coast. So
High atop the Kiesel Building, live in Ogden, Utah.
I'm so nervous.
And our first guest. We got a big, huge, big time first guest that coincides with what we were just talking about.
J.C.
Bigfoot.
Johnson.
Yeah, J.C.
Oh.
Johnson. He's going to be our first live one. So reeling them in.
I'm excited because I like talking more about Bigfoot. So
Absolutely.
he probably knows more.
And JC's awesome, and I got to tell you what, you've got to wear your loose shorts on the 4th because he's got a better voice than you, dude. I'm telling you.
True that.
Well, that's not so difficult.
I'm trying to be more manly.
Yep. So man up for that show because
I'm ready for you, JC.
And we will apologize in advance for all our faux pas that we will
we
make
like to
and
rely on
stumble
editing
through.
right now, but starting the 4th, you get just the real deal.
But you, the listener, and
It's
all of our
raw.
fans have just pushed us into it, and we're going. Here we go.
Truth
And,
Serum Radio Raw.
Maybe even throw in a webcam. Maybe I don't know.
Get a live stream going.
Yeah.
Get up by Rob.
Got to see our handsome mugs. That's right. Your day won't be complete without a glimpse of our handsome mugs.
So really stay in tune, and please don't be sheeple. Everybody keep seeking the truth. And speaking of sheeple, one last one, quick one, Dale.
Damn sheeple.
Damn sheeple.
So, another piece of art. The mind of Jason.
Thank you
beautiful.
once again to all of our guests that have been on Truth Serum
Yes,
Radio,
uh-huh.
and we look forward to all our future guests coming on, and some of our past guests we're having back on because we loved them so darn much.
We had a great time this year.
And
This was
thank
a great
everybody
experience.
that listens to the show and
Thank you
supports
very
us.
much, and we look forward to servicing your funny bone in the future.
And thank you for Dale for being
thanks,
with
Dale,
us
for
this
helping
season,
us out.
and he's going to start now with us again next season.
That's right. Yep.
He's
It has
our
been my
engineer.
pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely. So thank you all. We'll see y'all on the 4th live.
To this world and beyond, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a safe New Year. Until next time, this is Truth Serum Radio, signing off.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Tune in next time when you'll hear the three wise men say,
We're supposed to say something.